All right, check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. All right. Can you guys hear me now? It's showing audio on OBS. All right, perfect. All right, everybody, welcome to the 1,000 subscriber live stream. It's a little late because we are now at 1.15k subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing. What we will be doing today is completing the ECHL goal horns. I'll be making all of them from scratch, showing what I do. Just oh, my phone notifications are still on. Showing how I make my goal horns basically. So I'll be making all 30 ECHL goal horns. Well, the 24 that we have left because I've uploaded Wichita, Fort Wayne, Bloomington, and Greenville already. But that was because I already had those in my folder from basically the beginning of the season that I just never uploaded. So we're gonna do all the audio in one batch, and then we're gonna do. Thank you very much, Jeffrey NHL fan 9389. And okay. No, Evan, it is not. Okay. So as for that part, we will be doing all the horns at once, and then after we've completed all the horns, I'm going to do all the animations at once and show you how I do the animations because I've gotten a lot of requests to show how I do the animations. I also will be accepting questions via the chat. So this is also a Q&A stream somewhat, but it's not like I will respond to every question, but if you want a guarantee that my that I will read your question, I will okay, OBS is being difficult. If you want me to guarantee that I'll read your question, you can super chat. Don't super chat too much, just like $2 or $5. Like just do the minimum. I don't know how to cap the amount that you can super chat, but don't super chat more than $5, please, because it just makes me feel weird accepting money for basically just asking a question. But that will highlight your message, and that will guarantee that I see your question. So, without further ado, we'll get started. I'll also have periodic reminders to check out horncentral.com because that is my website. Well, not just my website. It's my website along with several other people. But I do own the domain. Okay, so on a new scene now. We will be doing all the horns in alphabetical order, of course, skipping the ones I've already done. So Bloomington, Fort Wayne. Oh, I think I skipped Greenville. Yep, Greenville and Wichita will be the ones that will be skipped today. Out of the Kallenberg T3 and T3A horns in the ECHL, which one is my favorite? That's a tough one. I'm guessing you also mean the T2A because that's. Do you just mean the T2s? Because Fort Wayne would have my favorite like T Kallenberg horn, but it's a T2, so it's not the size 3 diaphragm. But as for the size 3 ones, that's a tough one. I really like Wheelings. I really, really like Wheelings. It's a little. They run the pressure a little high for the size of the arena. I would not want to sit underneath that thing. It's very loud, from what I hear, and in videos. So yeah, that would probably be my favorite in the ECHL. I think the only other T3s are Kansas City, which is, at least from what I'm looking through here, are just Kansas City, which is a T3A, and then the other T3, which is Kalamazoo. Just looking to see if there's any others. There's a lot of D2s. I mean, technically, you got recordings for T3As for Tulsa and Utah, but you go to Naylor's games, sat between sections 215 and 219. Okay. Yeah, is it loud from there? Like, I'm guessing if you I don't remember which section's which, but I'm guessing if you're like sitting right where this picture was taken, it would be ridiculously loud. They actually don't really run that thick of an airline to it. Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, like if you look at the picture here, they really do not run that thick of an airline to it. They must run like 150 psi for it to sound like that, sound like how it does. Because I do know that those the T3s kind of use a lot of air. So, oh, okay. But you guys, I have access to 3 monitors. So I have OBS on my small monitor, and then Discord on my other monitor. But I also have I'm gonna have my File Explorer open on that monitor. Second picture, I get. This is you gave this picture is very old. I don't think you gave. I think you gave us this picture, not this picture. Because this picture is very old. This is from a news article from like 2010. I did the wrong with red seeds. I don't think so because yeah. So yes, Fed. So if a horn has a really thin airline, it's all about air volume that kind of makes the horn loud. So like if you have a really thick airline, like but really low pressure, kind of like Carolina does, you're gonna get a pretty like weak, mellow sounding horn. But if you get like, just trying to think, something like Wheeling, where it's a pretty thin hose, all things considered, this looks like a 1/4 inch. Then you're gonna have a lot of pressure to get that same sound. People north of Wheeling can hear it. Wow, if you can hear it outside of the arena, that's kind of crazy. Like from that far away, that is actually kind of crazy. They really need to turn that thing down then, because if you can hear it like far enough away from the building to where it's like causing problems, then yeah. Hello, TechNeck. All right. Well, let's get started. So first thing I do when making my horns is I identify the model of the horn, which is in this case Adirondack Thunder has a Leslie RS2A with each bell facing a different direction. What I do is look for a recording, but first I need to figure out what song edit they use. So I'm gonna go to Flow Hockey, ECHL, and I do get cheaper Flow Hockey because I work for a team that is streamed on Flow Hockey. So if I go here, I actually don't know whether Adirondacks played a home game recently. I was at the game when Derek Army became the winningest coach of Nailers history. Yeah, well, your new coach definitely is a good one. I have plenty of experience with Ryan Papayanou being working for the rival team of his. So yeah, you guys got a really good coach there.
You knew.
Yeah. So I just basically go through looking for goals. Okay, so here's the first goal. I'm pretty sure they still use Thunderstruck, which
with an assist as well.
Yeah. Hello, not Vassy Goalhorns. Adirondack, I got a recording now.
Loven with a smart pull-up.
Yes, Fed, I've heard that recording. It's just a little bit muffled because of the AI software you use to remove the crowd. I've actually found a YouTube video that is very, very similar to how that horn sounds. And I just
Nothing, pulls up, waits for help. Look in front, score!
Oh wow, that horn's quite loud. Oh, they also kind of got a small air tank because if it runs out of air that quickly.
What a look in front of the net, and it's Alex Campbell with the deflection, and with 17:03 to go in the first period, the Thunder, Campbell's second of the year, lead 1-0.
Okay, they do still use Thunderstruck, and it's definitely a different edit from what Wichita uses. What is the hertz of the horn? Well, we will figure that out. The advertised hertz of a Leslie S2A, so the Leslie bells are named after their hertz. So a 25 plays 255 hertz. Then a 31 plays 311 hertz. So that's the advertised hertz, but different things can affect that, like air pressure, conditions of the diaphragm, temperature outside, wear, like, so, and of course, every bell's not made perfect spec. So if every bell's gonna be ever so slightly different, but the advertised hertz of the horn is that, and I can actually tell with Audacity. So we'll probably eventually get to a horn where I need to do that, but I did some pre-scouting and found a Leslie RS2A recording. Got a hard comment real quick. Okay. So, oh, my self caps lock on. Also, former Binghamton hockey broadcaster Rob Lipolis does play-by-play for Adirondack. It was good to hear his voice from. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this recording. No, that one has a little bit too much bleed off. I'm actually just gonna compare. Oh no, it was that recording. Gladiators phone info needs to be updated. They use a Q3A in 2009. Okay, what year does it say on here? 0708. Okay. Yeah, we got this info from the notoriously unreliable Cam Rider, so we'll just actually, you know what? I have a plugin in Audacity which allows me to record audio from a YouTube video just straight up. So just record desktop audio. Let's move this to my other monitor. Record. I recorded the wrong part, so. Okay, there we go. That should be good enough. Okay. Also, I totally just realized who asked the question about the Gladiator's horn. That was you who gave me the info that it was 0708, so I don't know why you're saying it needs to be corrected. Were you just guessing before, or? Has the stream crashed? I wonder if you send me the Discord invite because I turned 13. Oh yeah, of course. What is your Discord? I will send you an invite. There's also an invite link at the bottom of the website, so you can just join via that. No, stream's just glitching a bit. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a little bit of warnings from OBS. I'm wondering if I should just change the latency of the stream. Like, how bad is it glitching? Like, is it just like lagging a little bit? Yeah, the stream quality is back to excellent on here, so every now and then. Okay. Last Nailers game I've been to was March 28, 2025 against Cincinnati. Nice. And they use a random note from their original organ from 04 to 09. They use a generic train horn recording in 03, 04. I think it was the same one Bakersfield used when they were in the ECHL. Okay, so just that like generic K3L recording that like Tucson uses now? The one that's like a stock K3L recording? Okay, you have evidence? Okay, yeah. Send that over. I will. Oh no, not that one. Which one are you talking about? Like, okay. Okay. There, TechNac, I've approved your membership. We will... What was it? Oh yeah, we gotta amplify the horn volume. Okay, so we're gonna add some reverb to that because there's not quite enough for an arena. Just say I think the Glads. Oh yeah, yeah. I just remember somebody telling me, I thought it was Cam, but I remember somebody telling me that the horn was brought in 07, 08, so. During that game, I was entered into a hot dog eating contest against my dad, and I won, and they gave me a puck as a prize. Damn, that's kind of a lame prize for winning a hot dog eating contest. Was it like a game puck or just like a regular puck? Or like, well, like a signed puck, I mean. If it was just like a regular game puck, they get those in bulk. Like, that would be a pretty lame prize. Yeah, we got a pretty good fade out there. I'm actually just gonna... I'm just trying to think. It's a game puck, but was it signed by anyone? And if it's a game puck, it'll say ECHL official game puck on it. It's literally from their organ. That's crazy. I mean, they wouldn't be the first team to do that. I'm pretty sure the New York Yankees used their siren from the organ. In Glasgow puck. Okay. So at least it was signed. That's actually a good prize. Oshawa did that too. Interesting. Yeah. That sounds right. Like, there is a little bit of extra bleed off just from the position of the valve in the video, but because like the air needs to exit the hose. If the valve is too far from the horn in terms of airline, then it's gonna have a tough time. Is the Diamondbacks are recording. The only teams in the MLB to use real horns or sirens are the Toronto Blue Jays, who use a KPH 130, the New York Mets, who use 6 Wabco D5s, the same ones that were in Nassau. I believe that there's one more. I just forget who. Oh, yeah, Tampa Bay. They don't use it anymore, though. Know about as much as about the ECHL. Apparently, the Johnstown Chiefs used Brass Bonanza in 0304 or 0405. Can't remember exactly when I heard it, but I heard it in a short documentary. Interesting. Were the Johnstown Chiefs affiliated with the Carolina Hurricanes at any point? For some reason, horn didn't go off. Interesting. Yeah, that horn is one of the older horns in like a non-NHL building. I'm pretty sure it was installed in like the late 80s. The RS3L in that in First Summit Arena. It's been there for quite a while. Tonight, the Lightning can break their win streak record by beating the Blues. Do you think the Lightning can do it? Oh yeah, absolutely. The Lightning are on a like you said, a really hot streak. And the Blues are tanking for McKenna. So that there's a pretty good chance, yeah. The Blues, yep. Okay. Now I'll add reverb. Reverb is one of the parts I struggle with the most when making horns. I actually got that pretty good on my first try. Let's just maybe crank up the reverberance a little bit. Does that sound good, chat? Like, does that sound... Because... Yeah, okay. Yeah, sounds good. I'm pretty sure the blast length is correct. Like, it sounded like about 2.5 seconds. Yeah, I really wish that YouTube had a chat editing feature, like a comment editing feature. That's a little bit too close. We'll probably just shorten this start a bit. Thunder goal. Perfect. Do they have like a kind of like a delayed start like that in for the actual horn? I'm just gonna bring.
Right side, nothing. Pulls up, waits for help. Look in front, score!
Okay, I wouldn't be able to do that air leaving thing. I actually might just use this because it is a shorter blast than I thought. Evan, how many sports teams do we know use creator horns at some point? I don't know. I know that there's been a few teams that have used my horn. I know the Birmingham Bulls in the SPHL used my recording of I forget which team. I think it was Dallas. No, they use that's what they use now. And that's not my recording. I forget what they use. They did use one of my recordings at one point. I'm pretty sure they used a horn that was like one of my MHC horns, which isn't technically my horn because a lot of those are just official files from the DJs. Yeah, I know Sebastian Thundersports. My good friend who seems to be the creator. Yeah, because he specifically reaches out to teams asking, Oh, Jeffrey, yeah, we're still trying to figure that out too. We have a good shot now that Goalhorn Geek works at Bojangles, so we're closer than ever to figuring out where Charlotte's horn is. But as for the official our official Goalhorns message, Thundersports gets all teams to use his horns because he reaches out asking to make recordings for them because and that's a really good thing that he does, but because a lot of those teams' recordings suck before. But the issue with that is that he uses really low quality bitrate files. So he's really good at making the audio. It's just that he exports in like when he exports, he really should be exporting in WAV and not like an MP3 128. What is my favorite horn? What do you mean? Like, what is my favorite model of horn, or what is my favorite goal horn? Okay, and then sounding horn. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, is it like a specific horn? Like, at like which? Like, are you talking about like a horn that's used by a hockey team, or just like a specific horn? Because my favorite horn for a hockey team is the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. What recordings do you think will be used at Milan? Honestly, probably just the Boston recording, the KM135. Either that, or they'll use like. What horn would you prefer to use if you had your own team? Well, I've chosen 2 models for 2 teams that I've introduced horns for. But those were ones that I had access to. It honestly would depend on the team. Like, I have actually, I'll show you guys a little sneak peek real quick here. I actually have designed a logo and a brand for a team I want to. Whenever I get an opportunity, if I ever get an opportunity to enter a hockey league with my own team, I'd use this logo, the Calgary Clydesdales. And an arena, we already have an arena for that team, which doesn't have a horn now, but for that team, I'd probably use the same model that the Rangers have, so a Grover 1700 and 1748 pair, but a real horn. Wondering what the manufacturer date is on Utica's horn. I have no idea. I'll have to look at the serial number on that one. You're getting adjusted to a new software. Xmind that helps. That helps if you looked in the Google Drive, made assets for Elliot. I will hear some edited with that software. Do I make my own logos? Yes. Hello, Joey the Jet. I do. Yes, I did. I made this logo from scratch. it took a while, especially considering how this is a 5000. I made it in as a vector graphic. So what I actually have to do is because I use basically just like a web version of Photoshop called Photopea, and that cannot do SVGs. But what I do is I have several I use several vectorizing softwares basically just to get a sharp image, and then I transport it back and then export it as the max resolution that it will go, which is 5000 by 5000. Found on Facebook Reels the 2 pictures of Utica's horn. Yeah, I mean, Utica does have an official picture of their horn, and that's what's actually used for the banner image of the site, which is this right here. Unfortunately, it's too blurry to actually read the serial number, so I wouldn't be able to tell the manufacture date. The reason I know the manufacture date of Carolina's horn is because of the serial number, as well as we know the ship that it came off of. It really helps if we know like what it came off of. That's also how we know how old Toledo's horn is, because we know it's at least that old based on the fact that the ship that it was on was built in 1911. What does it look like when you move the right from the center of the horse? It didn't look as good. The white definitely helps. Big example on my page, uploaded not too long ago. Capitals. Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people think that the Capitals used a T3. I really don't think they did. I think that they always had the Q3. It's just that they've changed out the bell orientation, or they've made modifications to it, because the original recording, when it originally was in Capital One Arena, it sounds like a Q3 because that plays 4 notes. So the original Caps horn, like for Ovi's first goal, that plays the same notes as the Buffalo Sabres horn. And it sounds like Chicago's in Chicago Stadium. Hello, Ella is... I actually... Elise... A lot. I've never actually been able to pronounce her name. Alicia Wilson? 1904? Hello? Yeah. But we'll just have to add the song to... Yeah. My downloads folder's an absolute mess. Apologies. But I do have this non-copyright version of Thunderstruck, because they pitched it down by a little bit. I would say that for the second logo, you should use the Flames Horse logo. No, I would not do that. You always argue the Caps had Hadleys. The Caps never had Hadleys. I've done several frequency analysis of every single... Oh, yes. Yes, Evan, you see my desktop with all the horns and music and other projects is a disaster. Yeah, I'm not going to show my desktop. Mine's pretty much the same. Yeah, well, the Hadley's rumor was started, but I quickly debunked that. I'm pretty sure... I just gotta hope this doesn't get my stream taken down, because it's... If this gets my stream taken down, I'll just... I don't know. I'll start again. How did the Canadians get their bell? Well, they didn't get the Canadians didn't do that. Airchime made a series of number 3 bells that played 480 hertz in the 1970s. It was nearing the end of the Sandcast era, and they basically, it just had a shorter bore in the power chamber. So it was the same length of bell, but the area in the power chamber was slightly smaller, so it played 10 hertz higher than it's supposed to. Yeah. I mean, this is the one I uploaded with Wichita, and it didn't even like come up as a claim. So I don't think that it'll, because it is pitched down, and that usually fools the content ID on YouTube, but it doesn't always. So also, while we're talking about the NHL, do you think the Sabres can finally make the playoffs in the first wild card? Oh yeah, they're definitely... I think they'll stay in the playoff spot. You suddenly playing Thunderstruck scared the shit out of me, lol. Yeah. I mean, the AC/DC's, like, there's certain versions of AC. Like, I find if I use the non-official, like, the ones that aren't officially uploaded to their channel, I'm usually fine. Or if I pitch it down a little bit, I'm usually fine. The only one where it doesn't work is TNT. That's the only one where that doesn't work. It's worked with Shoot to Thrill before, so... Just gonna lower the volume of the song. Yeah, this is a lot harder, responding to chats and making horns. Sally Capitals probably won't make the first. Yeah, honestly, I don't even think the Caps will make the playoffs. I think they'll fall out. You've been yeah, the Caps, I think, are just kind of riding a high with, and like they're basically just being carried by Ovi at this point, offensively at least. Predators are even worse. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing about, yes, you wish Youngstown would fit. I don't think that bell is even dead. They use an air tank so small that they use, I'm pretty sure they run that horn like 15 PSI, and it runs out almost instantly. I'm pretty sure their tank is like literally 1 gallon. The Utah should make the playoffs as a wild card, but like the top 3 in the Central aren't moving. Like, they're so far ahead of everybody else that, like, maybe Dallas could fall out with their little losing streak, but like Minnesota and Colorado aren't moving. Colorado, I still think, is a first round out though, just based on their record currently. Okay, I still haven't gotten any warnings about playing Thunderstruck, so just play little bursts at a time, I guess. I suppose fade it out here. Do you have a theory of why the Stockton Heat quit using the actual horn and switched to a Flames recording? I have no idea. Maybe their air compressor broke and they just never bothered getting a new one since they knew they were going to move at some point anyway. I actually have no idea why they stopped. It really pisses me off when they stop using real horns, like with the Cowichan Valley Capitals. Yes, the Youngstown Phantoms horn is a mess. What was Wheeling's intro song? I have no clue. I don't really pay attention to intro songs. All I know is that the Chicago Blackhawks had one of the best intro songs and then changed from it. They used to have Down with the Sickness by Disturbed, and then they changed it, and I got really sad. But I do know that the Flames... I think I know most of the entrance songs in the NHL, but and apart from that, I don't. Got stolen because it's Stockton. Yeah. No, it's actually still there based on Google Maps imagery. At least off the ice, the Phantoms are really good. No. The Phantoms are a disaster of an organization. I really hate the Youngstown Phantoms. Heard of an app called SoundHound? Yes, I use that to recognize goal songs. Actually, I have tried to search for the Anaheim Ducks 1999-2000 goal song. Nobody knows what that song is, and it's really starting to piss me off because there's a video of it, but no music recognition software seems to know what it is. I can play it on stream later and see if any of you guys. The Anaheim Ducks 1999-2000 goal song. There's a video of a game. I'll actually just pull that up. Oh, that's Discord. I'll actually just pull up a video of that game real quick just to see if any of you guys watching the stream. That's the thing. I don't know what the song's called, but it goes like whoa, 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 whoa. It goes something like that. Anaheim Ducks versus Blues 2000. Oh, no, not 2000. Oh my god. It's a stupid thing. Really bad at using a keyboard. Oh, it's 2000-2001.
Brett Johnson comes right.
Not 1999-2000.
This time.
Okay, here's what it is.
Shot, but this one, no mistake by the big sniper, Teemu Selanne. How this puck got through, I'm not quite sure. They had to
luck of God on their side this time because it went through a lot of bodies. It was partially deflected, but it went to Teemu Selanne, and he filled the top shelf. Watching the ISO with Selanne, watches the play develop. He'll go around behind the net. He loves to do that. Reappear in the scoring area. Big windup, a little bit of a change-up, top shelf. And Brent Johnson cannot come up with the magic on this one. Under the arm of Brent Johnson.
3-2. A lot of time left with 14.
Yeah, that's the thing, Joey. I do think it's a custom song. I actually have contact with the Ducks DJ. He has no idea what that song is. Like, I've played it, I've sent it to him. He's literally said he has no idea. So I do have the official edit for, I think they use low air pressure. Who uses it's not Shake Your Tail Feather. I made a custom actually, I don't think it is, no. Cuz that it sounds like a punk rock song. Hey Wings. Yes. The Kalamazoo Wings use very low air pressure with their horn. I don't even know if it's low air pressure or just a long airline. It could be a combination of both. Utah Mammoth changed their goal song. No, they did not. They still use Pretty Handsome Awkward as of last night. I know because I was watching the game. Same button. Adirondack.wave. Okay, send that out and create a new file. All right. Next on the chopping block is the Allen Americans. I don't know. This info has not been updated since last year, so I don't know if it's still the case. But Allen got into some. Poppy is a really good goal song. It's a good song, like for pump up. I don't really know if it's a good goal song. You think Augusta's new ECHL team will use the Lynx horn? Maybe. I doubt it. None of the Augusta Bullets, who were the last team to play in James Brown Arena, used a Winnipeg Jets recording. So I don't know. Allen needs a real horn. Agreed. Their song is too good to waste with a recording. That's truck horns. Yeah. Truck horns, or yeah, probably a truck. Like I feel like maybe like this, like the model that the Dayton Gems had would fit them well. Allen needs a real Kallenberg F3. Well, that might be loud in the arena, but hey, the Athens Rock Lobsters also use one, so who knows? When is the last time the American? Oh, they use red. Okay, that's trippy. I thought they used they use blue background. I thought they used a red background. That was tripping me up.
And not, he's played really good at times and bad at times.
Yes, the ECHL is expanding in 2027. They are adding 2 teams, Augusta and New Mexico.
Make a great play, and so.
Which I was lobbying to be called the Albuquerque Arachnids, but I guess the New Mexico Goatheads is fine.
And Louisville. No score so far. Up down the.
And that should be the last ECHL expansion because they'll be at 32 teams, at least until the NHL expands. F3s are expensive. They go like $5-6K bucks. Yeah. Kallenberg makes all their horns built to order, so they are expensive.
Good pressure being takes his watching off the top side.
Oh my god, this camera angle sucks.
To 7, she got
somehow the F3 is actually more expensive than the KDT 123. Athens probably just bought it.
If not, instead of doing what they've been doing a lot of times where they just pass around the periphery.
Really from the IHL Orlando
power play 2 games in a row now.
It is official. That is officially sourced. The source is from the team themselves, as Eli the Wolf reached out to them asking the model, and that's what they told him. So camera angle is This is the camera angle people claim SAP Center has. Yeah, SAP Center is it's definitely the worst camera angle in the NHL, but it's not this bad.
With a power play goal. That one just back to board again, and Allen will going to grab team left one. Trying to play goal set a dime 40.
But SAP Center kind of sucks for broadcasts anyway, considering that all the broadcasters, well, the broadcasters sit up in the catwalk. So.
Second line short mid on 13, right full line.
Also, according to the video you uploaded, Barracuda, with the San Jose button, there's at least 2 seconds of delay after pressing the button to where the horn actually even starts winding up. That is ridiculous. Like the Cleveland has the same model, and they have almost no delay. So you cannot tell me it's just a piston horn thing.
Broken up there in the game
on
Sunday.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
You can hear them. You can hear it wind up in Cleveland because there's 2 of them. But
what we saw
with that
good
one
really
though
cool
this year.
2 of them were winding up at
very
once.
Never know. By the way, and turning and firing Finnegan.
Where did the Manchester? Oh, the Manchester Monarchs is that's the one that's in that's, oh my god, what is it called? That's in the Syracuse arena. Watch the Brody Brazil video? Yes, I did. That's actually where I got my recording for the Sharks horn from. 1990s Flyers school horn so bad. Which one? The Buell horn or the Grover 1510? They had 2 horns in that. I didn't have the Kallenberg D2. It is still there, actually. It was there as of 2024. When the Trenton Frostbite last played a game.
That one went nowhere. Now back trying to get it in front for a shot. That one tipped away.
So it went from Orlando to Manchester.
They're putting some pressure on
yes,
here. They
did.
lead 2-1 in shot.
And
then now hard behind.
It definitely sounds like it.
And Dr. White.
Okay.
Doing well and
wow, Alan, you suck.
Was a little bit
18-20. Got it here in the period.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're coming back.
Fontaine
was the S23 in Marks Arena. It was removed in 2014, as far as I know.
Out footer. Front, they missed it. 1-7 go for the air. The line. Time. As the watching.
Peaks is the best in the game.
How many NHL teams do we know have the parts list for the horn? Sorry, how many other NHL teams do we know have the parts list for the horn because we have the Sharks one? What do you mean by that? Yes, Upstate Medical Arena. Thank you. Saw a couple nails defensemen at Walmart. Yeah. Before the ECHL strike sent in Discord. Okay. Which, like, in horn discussion? Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Like, you can just basically just print those off Kallenberg's website. So probably all of them. Every single one that has a Kallenberg horn, at least.
Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall
on the right side.
people going to those games.
And one team
tied it up 2-2, and then we win it in overtime. And
yeah. And Braden Watt's going to get one.
Is that? Am I crazy, or is that the Goal Horn Hub Nashville recording?
One against the go in the back of the net. It was tipped in front. And Braden Watt's going to get one against his former team. And the Americans are back to within one. It's 3-2 now with a long way to go in this hockey game.
I want to see the replay.
Oh, interesting. They've changed the siren. That's going to be tough to find. I hate finding sirens. You're going to do a Trenton Ironhawks concept horn? Probably. They've always had a siren. It was just later. It was just usually later in the sequence, and it was a higher pitched one. It used to be the same one that the Diamondbacks use. Sounds like a real siren? I don't think so.
Play on this
corner. It's going to get one. It's going to go in the back of the net. And the Americans are back to within one. It's 3-2 now.
I don't think that's a real siren, no. Cody Sylvester plays for the Gladiators and the Glen Metropolite. And Glenn Metropolite played for Washington, Boston, Philadelphia, Atlanta, St. Louis, and a European team I forgot the name of. Okay. Fuel play the K-Wings at 7 p.m. Interesting. Oh, yeah. It says right there. Wait, no, that's... Okay. I'll be doing this. We just gotta pick a song. And then Nash. Wait, fuck, wrong team. Yep. Someone needs to get a pic of the Flames entrance siren. I actually have a pic of it. It's not a good pic, but that part of the catwalk you are not allowed to bring your phone on. I have seen the siren in person. It is a there's actually two of them. They're above each set of speakers. They're gone now though. They've been broken for a while, so they're just starting to use a recording of the generic siren recording, but oh, Joey, nice. Yeah, you should definitely be the DJ for the Trenton Ironhawks, because I know for a fact that their goal horn button is in it. The DJ, the goal horn is triggered by the DJ. When will Carson fix the app? Whenever he gets around to it. I have sent him every single file I have that needs uploading. So Fuel changed their goal horn, by the way. Did they bring back the RS3L? Did they bring back the real horn? Drivers the Flashers use two Hadleys because it sometimes sounds like the Wisconsin horn. Oh yes, it's 100% Hadleys. There's no, the start of the horn, like it's a very Hadley sound. You know, Aubrey Chase's videos, PWHA goal horns were awesome. Yeah, he did a really good job with those, especially since he made almost all the audio from scratch.
A long way to go in this hockey game.
I want to see the replay on this. I think it was just a skipping puck. Prefontaine took that shot from the outside, and I don't know if it redirected.
Okay, yeah, that's the same as it's always been, except for the new siren. How did the Fuel change their horn? They had an RS3L. They've been using a Chicago recording for a while, because the RS3, because they had an RS3L when Fisher Center first opened, or Fraser Center, whatever the hell it's called. But okay, wait. They haven't played a game recently. Because the last game I looked at, they still used the Chicago recording. So unless they played a game like last night. Yeah, they haven't played a game. Their last game was an away game. I mean, Kuda, if Indy brought back the RS3, you're changing it on the site. If new leagues would be added to GHH, what leagues do you think? Probably none. Because the only ones that could be added is like the USHL. I feel like that's the only one that could be added. But like, I don't know. You'll used to use a D2, but the Ghost Riders V. Yeah. Still don't know where that D2 is. We never actually got a picture of it. Still hoping. Yeah. Oh, I'm so mad that they got rid of the real horn at Fisher Center. But yeah, you should. If Joey the Jet's still here, yeah, you should definitely go for that DJ position at Trenton Ironhawks. That way you can give us the official goal song edit. I'm pretty sure that the it was above the scoreboard, right? Yeah, I think so. You'll have to ask Fed. What about college hockey having its own section instead of being in other things? More teams are getting horns these days. Honestly, almost every team that has a horn in the NCAA is a Buell 4-chime. I don't think that Carson needs to add any more. Especially since, like, the ones that are there could also, they'd basically just be the same as, like, regular recording. Like, Merrimack, for example, he'd probably just use Lehigh Valley's recording. Yeah, I don't think that Carson would need to add any more NCAA horns. I feel like the only one he could add would be USHL, but nobody's done USHL in a long time, so I feel like he'd struggle to source recordings. Carson needs to update the Glad's horn and GH. No, I think it's pretty accurate. I think it's just based on the broadcast audio, it's pretty accurate. Not the most accurate, but it's like 75% there. There's definitely higher priority ones. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, wait. If this is a Goalhorn hub horn, I'm gonna be really mad because that means I have to open BlueStacks, and that shit takes forever to fucking load. It'd be nice if Carson had an AHL. Yeah, it would, but I don't really think he needs to, again, because almost every model in the NHL is already being used by another team. This gets an official file, should be used in the app unless it's a copyright. No, it's not a copyright problem. To be honest, EA using copyright as an excuse is just complete bullshit, because you can't copyright horn audio. It's just, you literally cannot. It's been tried and you can't. Like Kallenberg tried to patent certain chord. Yeah, files. I agree. Like, because a lot of them are just like like a team employee gets it. Like, I technically have an official Anaheim Ducks file because the DJ recorded it for me. That doesn't mean that it's the official one. If one of the Huntsville Havoc got rid of their original unique recording and just switched to a Burnshorn. Yeah, I am too, to be honest. I really liked that recording. But they should just really bring back just the old real horn that they had. Or not, I don't even think they ever used it, but I mean, like, the Huntsville NCAA team. Like with EA today, they should work with the PA announcers now since... Yeah, I agree. EA is definitely behind on a lot of things. Like, I always think they should add the team creation thing that the Madden games have, where you can create it on a website and just add your own logos and shit, but... Theo, what horn would you give the Barracuda? Kallenberg D2. Either that or, like, maybe a D3. I'd give them a multi-chime, like, ship horn, like a small Kallenberg ship horn. What would you recommend for a high school football team? Whatever you can get your hands on. That's pretty much what I recommend, is just whatever you can get your hands on. Like, especially for a football stadium, you need a pretty loud one. I know the Black Bears don't use the horn. I don't, because the reason that most NLL teams don't use the real horn in the building or use a separate real horn is because there's so many goals in lacrosse. Like, and a lot of them just don't want to put the wear on the air compressor like that. Like, most lacrosse games have like 10 plus goals per game. How much was the complete buff set? $140. But in modifications, it was like triple that. Short blasts. Yeah, I agree. Especially since there's only 9 home games per year. Like, I don't really see the excuse, but like, I don't know. Yeah, the Buffs horn was $140, but that was on sale. I got it from Princess Auto. And then in modifications, it was way more than that. Oh. Hold on. Okay. Well, that sucks. Apparently, the stream's having something wrong with it. I'm getting one of those. Dude, no, don't get a Kallenberg scoreboard horn, dude. Those are a waste of fucking money. Like, the setup I have for the Buffs, like, if you have a horn, just buy a solenoid and then that little remote I have. Like, hold on, I actually have one of those remotes in my room. The way I set up the Buffs horn was, I have this little remote. I just took off one of the buttons and then soldered wires to the contacts, and then ran wires to the button, the green button that I have for the Buffs, and then this is just clipped with one of those like binder clips to the glass at the edge of the penalty box. Kallenberg horns are so expensive. Yes, they are. Especially even the ones that they don't make themselves, like the rebranded air chime ones, are ridiculous. Asked the Capitals about a recording. They told me, unlike other arenas, their own parcel COA is attached to other buildings, noise ordinance. That's bullshit, and I'll tell you why. Because they use the horn in won't let them test it outside of a game. Well, that's bullshit, because like, if that was the case, then the crowd noise would get more of a complaint. That's honestly. What model is the Buffs horn? It's a United Pacific 4.6. Well, technically it's a Thorn 1. It's a Trucks Thorn 1, but it's a United Pacific 4.6129. It's not even United Pacific doesn't even make those horns. I'm gonna look for the Jets horn because I really don't value my time. Because I'm gonna look. Wait, because I'm gonna look for the Jets horn because I really value my time. Huh? If it's only a single P5, then I can see an end zone location. It's been confirmed by the Canada Life Center employees that it is on the rigging platform above the scoreboard. I've not gotten a picture of it. I remember asking Union Call. Yeah, that's happened to me. What sounds good, Kate? Oh, the Buffs horn is not. It's actually tuned to a K3 LA. It's because the top bell is tuned to B and not an A sharp. I'll be right back. Hopefully, don't miss too much. Yeah, this is going really slow because I didn't realize how hard it would be to concentrate with the chat. Friend Chris got to play a game at COA and his beer league buddy, but the ops director said, "I'll use the Q3 for your game." Then head of day, we just broke. Story wire broke. Excuses. Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, like, if anybody just plays a game at COA, like, they can just act. There's no like block off to the goal horn button like there is in other arenas. Like, you can just walk up there and press it. It's really funny, actually. There's a similar thing with Montreal's horn. It's like literally just in the stands. It used to be in Montreal. It used to be in the press box, but it's not anymore, and I don't know why. It seems like a really stupid thing to do. Wish I had tried to press the button at COA. Well, it's not even really pressing it. You step on it. It's a horn pedal. Sharks horn. Wait, really? I thought the Sharks horn was like you had to like. I thought it was like one of like the camera platforms where it's like a gate and you need like a pass to get in. Is it really just out in the open? Like, I know it's like out in the open, but like, well, there's stuff around other button. There's still, yeah, that's what I mean. But like, is it like there's no like guarding, like there's nothing guarding the button. Like, there's no fence or anything. Private NHL team Flames. Because like in Okotoks, even like, how would I modify a Boss drill horn to make it sound different? Change the length of the bells. That's how I did mine. I just changed the length of the bells. Use a guitar tuning app or a piano tuning app to get the correct notes, and look up the right notes that you want your horn to play to sound good. If you search up Nelson Field in Bel Air, Ohio, where would you put the horn? Ooh, okay. Let's look this up. Wow, I'm never gonna get these ECHL horns done. This is gonna be this. Oh, jeez. Nelson. I hope I didn't dox myself there. Claire Drake Arena has to be. It's not the worst I've seen. The one in Calgary is even worse. Nelson. Wait, what was I? Nelson Field. Okay. Nelson Field, Bel Air, Ohio. Do you know if there's an official recording of Rochester's horn? Did you know there's an official recording of it was? I don't have the footage anymore, Sally. Okay. Wait, they took the horn. The horn needs to be repaired in a garage. Like, okay, that's interesting. Where would I put the horn here? Ah, jeez, dude. Football stadiums, like especially like high school ones, are really hard. Probably just on top of this box, to be honest. So, order a new horn set and no, wait. Thomas official 18. So order a new horn set and connect it. What do you mean? No, like you just modify the existing bells. Like use like a hacksaw, and like just cut them down or lengthen them with shims. It died because the Nighthawks were using it too much. That's what I mean. Like the lacrosse teams, like they'll kill the horns. Like, yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised there. What the fuck is this football field? It's just someone asked me to look at to ask where to put a horn there. My high school has a real horn on their field, but I have absolutely no idea when it was last used. It's just a small bell on the scoreboard. Huh. Friend's school has a K5 LA though. Damn. Oof. Okay. Yeah, well, looks like much. You know what? Never mind. I'll just use. Oh my god! Yep. I'm just gonna close BlueStacks because this thing's gonna take literally 2 minutes to open. Finding a horn is hard. Putting a hypothetical horn in an arena is hard as well. Speak from experience. Yes, I speak from experience too. There, I have a pic of it. Let me find it for you. Damn. So someone last week told me, or told last. Okay, that makes no sense. Someone last week told me a video, or gave me a video and said the subway horns for the one Islander game got sent to City Field. Sent you a video back on Christmas Eve. Yes, it's 100% legit. No, Evan, they are the same horns. They are the they're the same model. They're both Wabco D5s. I don't know if they're all there because there were 6 in Barclays, but I don't know if they were all in City Field, but I do know that at least 3 of them are. Where's City Field? There it is. Maybe I should ask the one who placed the Oilers horn for advice. Ugh. So did they just tune them different for Barclays? No, it's just the acoustics. Smaller space. Horns are probably like up there somewhere. High school Calhoun is 2 sets, but 1 stopped. Thanks to a Hornets infestation. That was yeah. Yep, that can happen. That's actually, yep. I feel like that's why the horn on the street in Roanoke was removed. There actually used to just be a random K5LA on just a random street in Roanoke, and you could just walk up and hit the button. Oh, I need to show you guys this. Before the train horns, we had 4 or 5 different truck horns that were being used at once, including a Hadley Bully. Sometimes 2 horns were used at once. It was cursed. Yeah, well, you can mix and match truck horns, and you can basically make any chord you want out of them. Like, there's some really good sounding horns you can make out of different truck horns. Look at this. I can provide you the images and info for baseball. We're most likely not gonna do baseball and football horns for a while on the site. Like, we're really just focused on hockey at the moment. Okay. I think it was along the. Oh, here it was. It's right here. So, it was at this station here, I think, a while ago. There was just a horn attached to a street light. Yeah, here it is. You just walk up, hit this button, and and set off the horn. It's funny as fuck. I got a video that really okay. Yeah, I don't know why they removed it. They removed this crossing signal too. It's really sad. Like, it's not. I don't even think noise complaints would be an issue considering like this is like right next to railroad tracks, anyways. Not a K5LA. That is not a P3. That's either a K3L or a. Hold on. Oh no, that's a K38. No, that's a K3L. It has L manifold. It's either an L or an LA. I actually can't tell based on the. Oh, it's a 4A. Yep, that's a K3LA. That's a K3LA. Barracuda. If you just sent me the image. Okay. What horn did the Columbus Chill use? I recall they used a Grover 1600, but they played the sound over the speakers that sounded like an extended church bell for some reason. I don't even think they used a real horn, to be honest. It has no fixed location, sadly. It gets put on a vehicle. Yeah, I mean, Okotoks' horn has no fixed location either. It's just strapped to the fucking fence. Like, it's not even strapped. It's just, like, tied there with the air hose. Like, I don't know if I have an image, but like it's literally just like uses the air hose to keep itself there. It's kind of funny actually. But yeah, Okotoks' horn is not fixed either. Okay. Okay, Simon just sent me this video of the Roanoke train horn. Ooh, now I can kind of see why it was removed. That's in bad shape. I lied to Kellenberg Industries and used my uncle's boat picture. Now they sent me a yacht horn. Anyone help? There's no way. You have to. There's no way. Dude, there's no way they just send you a horn for free. God, that horn needs help. Yeah, she said it. She said the thing. Yeah, it definitely needs help. Like, that's not just air pressure. That's like shit in the diaphragms. Yeah, Luke Pohl. There's no way, dude. Like, I'm sorry. I don't believe you. How long have I been streaming for? Hour and 7 minutes, and I've gotten exactly one horn done. Nice. Very productive. I have a concept blast pattern for Bel Air touchdown horn. Lock in fire emoji. Yep. Concept blast pattern for Bel Air touchdown. Oh, you have a concept blast pattern for Bel Air for a touchdown horn. Okay. That makes... I don't know why I couldn't read that. That was rough. Found some documents. Oh my god. 1 long blast, 3 short. That sounds like what Atlanta was doing, but like with... Like, if they scored 3 goals, they would just do 3 short blasts after the horn. By the way, when are you making... I've been making them, dude, this whole time. Like, I've just been really slow because I've been distracted by chat. Oh, this is rough. I have so ADHD. Do I even have... Yeah, okay, I do have Nashville. That's loud. Okay. Yeah, it scared me too. I didn't expect it to be that loud. Okay, now I gotta search for a siren that matches, If anybody could link me to a siren that sounds like, this.
And the Americans are back to within 1. It's 3-2 now with a long way to go in this hockey game.
I want to see the replay on this. I think it was just a skipping puck. Prefontaine took that shot from the outside, and I think...
Yeah, I have a feeling one time I tried pressing the plus thing, it was a button. Then I got cranked up to 200%. What do you mean? That's an official Nashville recording file. I'll take that one. No, you cannot have any of my official files, official goal horns. I'm sorry. I really, like, if you... On Audacity. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not giving away my official horn files because you do not extend them very well. The worst is having the volume cranked up because of the quiet game audio and then a horn recording and then playing a horn. Yes. Oh my god. That's actually why I have this extension here. 600% sound volume, and that only works on a specific tab. I use that to solve my problems. Because I used to constantly blast my ears out. Air raid siren. Oh my god, my back's starting to really hate me. I really hate sitting for this long. Okay. Siren sound effect. Wait to that, yeah. Does that sounds right? It just sounds...
Yeah, I don't skipping
with a long way to go in this...
it's slightly too low pitch. That's creepy. Man, well, a lot of people think air raid sirens sound creepy. That one's creepy. What in the fucking phonograph is that? Jesus, that's like fucking... Slightly? Yeah. I actually... This is, Was the Bruins Old Train Horn? No, the Bruins Old Train Horn was a recording. It's the same recording that the Indianapolis Colts currently use. I don't know where N2B got the idea that it was an MBTA train horn recording. I mean, MBTA does use a lot of K5LAs, but that's just a K5LA. Doesn't Allen use it? They used to. They don't anymore. Is the Jets horn facing up or something? Yes, I believe it is facing the ceiling. Oh, here's one of your videos, Fed. One of them I did with you. World War III. Yeah. That's a two-tone. What model is the Cowboys horn? Nathan K3LA. Specifically from a Santa Fe locomotive, according to somebody in the Train Horn Facebook group. Well, I think we found the recording.
Hockey game.
I want to see the replay.
And Braden Watt's going to get one against his former team, and the Americans are back to within.
Yep, this is the recording. Perfect. I love when that happens. Yeah, the Allen used to use the Diamondback siren. They don't anymore apparently, but according to that broadcast clip. Whew. Okay, now we just need Don't Stop Living in the Red, which I believe I've already downloaded. Yep, I have. Nope, it's an M. Yep, I have. Wait. Here it is. I have a concept form for Trenton. What is it? Because I feel like they'll just use the D2 because it's already there. It can't be from a Santa Fe locomotive. Owner of Air Horns of Texas confirmed that he did the air. Yeah, well, Air Horns of Texas is most likely sourced the horn from ATSF. And I'm pretty sure the guy on the Facebook group is also the owner of Air Horns of Texas. So, DeLong's bass of the James R. Barker horn? No, they're going to use a Kallenberg D2. Are you doing the Glads horn tonight? Yes, I am. I'm doing every horn tonight. Might take a little break. And I originally said I'm going to do animations, but I'm probably not going to get to that because of how slow this is going. Really need to lock in. Oh, jeez. 10-hour stream incoming. Hope not. How do I make animations? I use an app called PickyMov. Unfortunately, I can't use it on Firefox, so I have to have a separate Chrome tab open for that. What site do I use? Yeah, I just said pickymov.com. Gotta make sure the K-Wings and Cyclones and Glads are accurate because those are my favorite teams. Yeah, I have a really accurate... the Cyclones. That's actually one I can show you one of my methods for making horns. It's a really interesting method that I don't think anybody else can do, considering that the software required to do it costs $500. Just amplify this slightly. Yeah, I don't know why Cincinnati stopped using Legendary 2. That was a great song. Like, Song 2 is so much worse in comparison. What team is this? Allen. Ah, stupid caps lock. Aline. Press save this project too. In my opinion, Legendary sound like a pregame intro entrance song. It kind of does, but like the way they edited it was really good. Song 2 is not as good as a Win song, in your opinion. I don't think it's good. I think it's good as both. It's just generic as hell. Or Rock and Roll Part 2 by Hurricane Gary Glitter. Do I press the horn for Okotoks? Yes, I do. I also press the horn for the Calgary Buffaloes. Who is next? It would be Atlanta's next. Okay. Cam Ryder, if you have a recording, you'd come in clutch here because that means I wouldn't have to recreate it. But if you don't, if you don't want to give it to me, I don't care. I can just make it.
There to make the stop. But still unavailable.
Okay. Wait, Discord or Instagram? Probably Instagram. That's the only way you contact me. Instagram. Oh my god, I have so many messages. Columbus Chill. Oh, the Columbus Chill did use a real horn. Interesting. Hold on. Gotta check this out. Chill. Oh, this is the old Chill. This isn't the Family Arena. Oh wait, I'm the Columbus Chill. I'm thinking of the St. Charles Chill. I'm so stupid. Yeah, the St. Charles Chill was the one I was thinking of that didn't have a real horn. Yes, the Columbus Chill I'm pretty sure did have a real horn. I actually just... Oh, 155. Okay. That's definitely a Grover 1600. How much can I buy a D2 for if I... Actually, let's check. Let's see if somebody's selling a horn in the Bay Area. Please don't dox me. Please, please, please. Fuck it, dox me. Okay. Well, it doesn't show my exact address. At least shows... Okay. No, the 1600 is not rough. It sounds great. It's just the camera quality. San Jose, California. Yes, I'm looking for San Joseph Bay, BC. Thanks, Facebook. That's really helpful. Okay. There we go. Jesus Christ. That camera needs help. It's the 90s. I don't care. Totally live in BC, yeah. Okay, we're gonna do 60. Okay. How far are you willing to drive, Barracuda? Dayton. No, the Dayton Bombers used a Grover 1056. No, not a 1056. They used, hold on, what's the model? 37-inch and a 30-inch Grover. The 1056 is 34 and 37. Crank it up a bit. Okay. It's gonna change to miles anyway. How far would you be willing to drive? Sent him your ECHL. Okay. Well, okay, let's look for air horn. Yes, air fryer. I hate those things. Air horn. No. Yes, that's an air horn. Totally, completely. Yep, that's totally an air horn. Okay, here we go. 1450 for a K5H. Are you out of your mind? Okay. Oh, speaking of Grover 30 inches, 2 sets for 375 is not bad. Oh, wait, never mind. That's each? Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, that's a fucking ripoff. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's miles now, so so you like I'm just gonna do 80. There we go. Horn blasters. Okay, this is a Katrina for basically just $50 less than what you get it for brand new. Nice. Nobody's gonna buy that. Ah, yes. You can get these for $300, by the way. I don't know why anybody would pay $1,000 for a fucking Buell 4-chime. They're $300 on Buell's website. And that's Canadian. I'm pretty sure they're cheaper in the US dollars. Semi-horns. Let's see what these are. That's a really short horn there. Okay, these are Grover 1054s or 1054s. So they're the 37-inch. And then this looks to be a 1024. Need that K5H bad too. I'm in Ontario. Yeah. Don't pay that much for it. Dude, is this a Veloco or is this just a fucking Graham White? It looks like a Graham White. Yeah, it's Graham White. Dude, that's not worth that much. People are delusional, dude. Like, if it was a Veloco, I'd justify that price, but, like, Graham White? Like, seriously? Barracuda wants to drive to Eureka. I'm assuming that's, like, a really ghetto area. I don't know California enough. Federal Signal Air Whistle. Interesting. I wish someone could ship me a horn with a compressor where I could start a collection. Well, if you spend money, somebody will. That's like the Mount Shasta area, way up north. Oh, okay. So it's like by like it's probably like okay. Yeah. Like it's like up near like Oregon. Air. Yes. Somebody's selling air. Yeah. Air. Just air. Just air. I don't know why that's so funny. Okay. Basketball hop. POV, you're in the Lorax Society. Yes. Basketball hop. Oh my god. Why are there 2 listings for it? Like, dude, like how do you misspell that twice? Ugh. Fragile. Handle with car. Oh my god, this is too funny. Dude, this is Facebook Marketplace is a fucking jungle. I love how they're not even showing air horns anymore. Was the old Red Wings horn a Buell Reed horn? Yes, it was. Those are no longer made by Buell, and I do not personally like the sound of them. They are a half tone up from the FIAM TA150, TA180, which is one of my favorite truck horn combos, which is like they sound similar, but the Red Wings horn is more buzzy and high pitched, and I don't like it as much. What model is the Lehigh Valley Phantom's whistle? No clue. I have no idea. I'm assuming it's just an old factory whistle, or maybe like an old like Pennsylvania Hooter. I don't know. Like, I can't get any luck. I think you could try contacting the Washington Commanders to debunk the new real horn they are not talking about. Well, we know it's a real horn. I don't know what you mean by debunk. We also know what model it is. We also know it's a K3L, so don't know what you need to debunk there. University of Michigan has a set of Buell horns. In some sections, you can barely hear it. Really? I knew they had Buell horns, but I didn't know in some sections it's massive to be a Hooter. A Hooter just means a single chime whistle. So, yeah, a Hooter is just a single chime whistle. That's just like the None of us are real good at whistles. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at like train whistles, and that's pretty much where that ends. Horn. Okay, this looks to be a Horn Blaster's Outlaw. $250. Fucking rip. Okay, you know what? Kallenberg. Horn. Let's see what there is in the Bay Area. Literally jack shit. Okay. Images and confirmation of location. Can them get them to cooperate? I don't care. Like, I see it's a football horn. I really could not care less about images. There are way more pressing horn images that we need right now. Specifically the Winnipeg Jets and Edmonton Oilers. My stupid but believed that the Pens had 2 sets of a lot of people did. I don't know where that came from. N2B mentioned that in his video. There's only one horn in that building. Like, I don't know who started the rumor that there was all train horns because the chuds with them installed in their massive trucks. Yeah, and they're not even real train horns. They're just truck stop specials. N2B got so much wrong. Yeah, I'm like 60% of that video. You know what, actually? I want to do something. This is a video I've wanted to do for a while. Like, just on my, like, just as a video. But let's react to the N2B video and make corrections. That's actually a video I've wanted to do for a long time. Yeah, Evan, I'm just gonna do without your list because they're as you said, it's outdated. N2B goal horns. No, stupid Google. N2B jacket. Okay.
Goal horns have become part of the fabric of hockey. Almost every hockey team in existence has one. The goal horn is a unique opportunity for teams to build out their brand with a sound.
Is the Blackhawks horn from the Chicago Stadium the same one they currently use? Yes, it is.
Having a unique sounding goal horn that reminds people of your team is invaluable to a sports team. The tradition of sounding a boat, truck, or train horn after a goal has a history that goes all the way back to the 70s, starting with the Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay.
In 1973, Blackhawks owner Bill Wirtz thought it would be a great idea to use his yacht's horn to celebrate goals at the Madhouse on Madison. Starting in the 1973 playoffs, Blackhawks goals were followed by the sound of a Kallenberg Q3.
It was tipped out in front of a line.
The horn wasn't...
Well, okay, yes, it is a Kallenberg Q3, but I've watched it more. I guarantee I've watched it more than 15 times. We should make our own version of this, but accurate. Yes, I've actually wanted to do that as well. But you know what? I'll just make this a stream clip and then upload it to my channel of just me reacting to this video. Hey Joey, you're perfect. You're back just in time to watch me react to the N2B video and point out all the inaccuracies in it. So, as I said, it's a Kallenberg Q3, correct, but it's not just a Q3 because it's the omnidirectional version, which means it also has the 483 tag on the back. On like the end of the model number. So it's -483 would be this exact horn, and it's the chrome version. It's like the chrome aluminum version, I think. I like how it's just inaccurate. It's so inaccurate. It just is known as the N2B video. Yeah. Eli told me they never used it in 73. They did. It was just for the final. It was literally it was installed in 73 for the final against Montreal. That's the only time it was used in 73. Is that the OG horn? Yes, it is. It is the same horn that was in Chicago Stadium. It has changed sounds. Wait, where does the A come from? The A means that the Q3A part means that okay, this is difficult to explain. So the A basically means that it has 2 notes instead of 4. So technically Buffalo's is just a Q3. Even though it's referred to as a Q3A. Because Kallenberg horns are so confusing because like their model numbers kind of make no sense just based on the fact that actually the A I think just means arena. I think it just means arena horn, but then also the T3A is like a different tune than the T3. I actually don't know. But the 483 means omnidirectional. But Kallenberg horns can have different tuning and still have the same model number because you can get them custom ordered. They do have like the standard ones, but it's very easy to just call in because they're built to order. You can just say, "Hey, I want this tuning," and then they'll give it to you. Train horns are the easiest to understand. Yes, absolutely. Truck horns are kind of too, but like they have like this just the ridiculous keyboard smash model numbers. So, or the A frame. No, because the Q3A is because the T3 also has the A frame. So who knows?
The horn wasn't a permanent addition, however, as it was
That
used
is true.
off
It
and
was
on
not a permanent
after the
addition. It was not
1973
used
playoffs.
full time.
And in the late 70s, a siren was used, which was followed by the Blackhawks fight song, Here Come the Hawk.
I've never found evidence of a siren. Speaking of Cincinnati Cyclones, why does their Q3 sound so weird? Now, because they replaced one of the bells. Because originally looking at one of the bells is slightly higher pitch, but it plays the same note. They did use the siren. Okay, I've never actually found evidence of that, but I'll take your word for it. I have to find a bit of it. Okay. If there is I've looked for a video of it, but I've never been able to find it.
In 1983, the Blackhawks decided to make the horn a permanent addition, and it has followed every home goal since. Their now infamous goal song, Chelsea Dagger, came out in 2008.
Song did not come out in 2008. Hawks started using it in 2008. The song itself came out in 2005. Look at Eli's video of the 1983 Hawks horn. Okay. Oh, that siren. Yeah. That was just a recording. I thought Cincinnati Commandos used to have a horn. Cincinnati Gardens sounds like that one is a Atlanta. That's a Hadley Ambassador, the same model as Atlanta. Does Heritage Bank Center have two horns now? Or can you... No, it has one horn, but because the Q3, it's the same style as the Florida Panthers Q3, it only plays two notes because two bells play one note and two bells play another note. So you wish the... Yeah, I do too. The stupid prop horn for the Giants is stupid. Okay.
And is provided for one of the most iconic goal horn and song combinations in the entire National Hockey League.
I won't argue with
Following Chicago's successful use of their goal horn, Buffalo decided to follow suit, installing their own Kallenberg Q3 in 1988.
They're actually not the only team to install a horn in 1988. There are two others. Those are Hartford and Detroit. When the hell is the Giants horn? It's a 3D printed mess. The recording of the Giants horn is of the Golden Gate Bridge at a distance, and the Golden Gate Bridge has KM 110s. So it's just a really old,
than the
far away
Blackhawks, however, so the sounds weren't too similar.
Actually, the tuning of the Blackhawks horn and the Sabres horn is actually extremely similar. They are the same chord apart from one note. Who is the best team in the NBA, ECHL, NHL, AHL? I don't follow the NBA, but I cheer for the Detroit Pistons. ECHL, I don't really have a team. NHL and AHL, I both cheer for Calgary.
Blackhawks, however, so the sounds weren't too similar. In another attempt to differentiate themselves from the Hawks, they added sirens in the 90s.
I think it's that. You know what? It might be, actually. That might be what it is now. I know they have KM 110. They had KM 110s at some point. There is a picture of that.
Which were later removed in the late 2000s. Buffalo has been...
Signs were removed in late... Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yep. The Sabres... Actually, I don't think I've said this publicly. I've said it on the Horn Central Discord server. I actually applied for the assistant general manager position for the Sabres. Have yet to hear back. But currently, and back then it was yes, I know the Golden Gate Bridge, I think at one point did have a Leslie, but I don't think at that point of the recording. The Leslie Typhon S300 does play 110 hertz, so it's possible it could be that, but Surprise Sabres horn hasn't broke since been used. Yeah. I mean, it's an older Q3. Those are pretty reliable, I hear. So, I mean, you've got, like, Carolina's horn was built in the 40s, and it's still working. Like, yes, they run under really low pressure, and yes, it has broken a couple times, but, like, that's an old horn. You got, I just mentioned the Leslie 300. The Sabres horn was in... Yes, it was. There's an image of that. Doesn't go off. Yeah. Well, the Sabres are scoring a lot of goals this year, so... And the Buffalo Bandits score so many goals. Oh, you're the one that found that image. Interesting. Like the one of the Gilbert Perreault banner with the horn in the background? Yeah.
Using DJ Cool's Let Me Clear My Throat for a goal song for the past few seasons.
Yeah, that was the second best goal song the Sabres ever had, was Let Me Clear My Throat. The first was the one I uploaded recently, the Good Thing remix. Yeah, that was the first season they used Siren.
And it seemed to have stuck after years of bouncing around from goal song to goal song.
Well, it wasn't of the banner.
The Winnipeg Jets were the first team to make their horn unique to the city when they took a CP rail horn.
No, they were not. And I will tell you that right now. Because I own the first horn that was unique to the city. The actual horn. This is the actual 1988 horn from 1988 to 1995. Joe Louis Arena goal horn. This is the actual one. It was pulled from the wreckage of Joe Louis Arena. And it was sold on eBay for $50 and I bought it. So this is the actual horn from Joe Louis Arena between 1988 and 1995. So, and this horn has a manufacture date of 1987, and it was installed in 1988. This horn is crazy because it was used for Steve Yzerman's 400th goal. Can I sound it? I will actually. I cannot sound it right now because my family is home and it is very loud, but I have a video of me sounding it. I just hope you can find it. I posted it in Horn Central recently, so. Horn discussion. Is it in Horn discussion? I feel like it's in Horn discussion. No, it might be in general. Let's search it. From Trainocat. Oh my god, Discord. Why do they keep changing their search system? It's actually so annoying. Add search filters. Dude, I fucking hate when they change this shit. Has video. Dude. Why can't I search if it's from a specific person anymore? That's so annoying. User. Oh, okay, there we go. No, wait, what the hell, man? Filters. Dude. Isn't the Buell horns? Those the Buell horns that's not the Buell horn. This is a where did I put the horn? Here it is. This is a Roots Industries truck horn. The Buell horns were installed in 1995. This is the one they used previously. Yep, horn discussion. Okay, perfect. Federal goal horn seems to have linked me to the. Okay, here we go. Here is the horn. Sorry, I keep asking this a million times. Yes, the Augusta Lynx horn is definitely the same model as Okotoks. The search is interesting. We found it. What do you mean? Yeah, Oh, it's probably because I have streamer mode on. That's probably why. And I'll actually show the here's it being used in the game. It's probably the most iconic way this one is used for.
Centering pass, loose in front. Probert finally got for him. Wasn't called for diving. Down the middle. Iserman shot.
What a goal!
What a magnificent goal by Steve Iserman. Sensational.
No, they had 9 sets of the Buell horns in the Joe. It's changed sound a little. Well, kind of. It's not really. Like, it's changed sound a little bit because I had to take the horn apart because it was disgusting inside. Oh my god! Like, I wish I'd taken pictures. There were it was so disgusting. It was like full of like dirt and grime and stuff from the demolition. Thank God they changed the horn. Yeah, this horn does not sound great. It's cool that I have it, but I don't honk it very often because it sounds terrible. What happened to the other 8? No clue. I have no clue. There were 4 above the scoreboard, and then 2 above each blue line. Wait, there were 8. So, wait. No, there were not 9. There were 8. I couldn't math there for a second. But yeah, this is the original Joe horn. They I think he actually mentions that horn in the Origins video.
And added it to their game presentation in 1992.
This is not the original Jets horn. The original Jets horn
When the
was
original
an
Jets
RS,
packed up their
was an
bags and moved to
RS5T.
Arizona,
The
the horn
we
was
have.
lit for the IHL turned AHL Manitoba.
RS5T. There's a video of them using the RS5T. Okay, well, apparently yeah. The original Jets. The Winnipeg Jets horn is a P5. I know based on frequency analysis that is a mixed cast P5. Apparently actually the RS5T that was taken that picture was taken of isn't even in the arena anymore. So
Moose who would be taking their place. The horn moved with the Moose to the MTS Center, and when the reincarnations of the Jets came back to Winnipeg, they continued to use the original Jets goal horn. The same goal horn has been used for both incarnations of both the Winnipeg Jets and the Manitoba Moose. Also in 1992, the then Hartford Whalers purchased their own goal horn to add to the iconic goal song Brass Bonanza.
Oh, really? Well, that makes sense considering that this horn, according to the label, is January 87 is when this horn was made. You saw a vid of them using it in 1987. Interesting. So they bought it brand new then. Okay. Barracuda, you just sent an image in Discord. Where is this in relation to the arena? Like, Because that does kind of look like P-bells. It's just so blurry. I can't tell. Because if this is on that platform, like the rigging platform, where was the R? Is that where the RS5T was? No. The RS5T was at Winnipeg Arena, which is now demolished. But it was also in Canada Life Center, just not hooked up. Where were the staircase ends? Oh! Like at the top of the rigging platform? Okay, that might be it then. You feel stupid for sending Athens your cheap Chinese truck horn? Yeah, I mean, they were never going to use something like that anyways. I am at the wrong arena. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be impossible to find on Google Maps, because I'm pretty sure the horn is painted black. Because, wait, he said it's a CP rail horn, so it could be painted red, but CP also painted their horns black, so who knows? Like, Winnipeg, we do know that it came from CP, because I actually talked to the guy who installed the horn. What's your opinion on your finds of Utica's horn? It's good. Yes, we've been looking for Moncton forever. Who's uploading? What the hell, you guys? Like, that's a cemetery. Why are you uploading pictures of that to Canada Life Center? Okay. The horn has been confirmed by arena staff that it is up on this ledge here. It is here. It is on this platform here. And at a dead center. Yeah. Well, not really anymore. It was in 2023. Because they couldn't even sell the place out despite it being the smallest arena in the NHL by a very large margin. Being the only one under 16,000. Did the edit on the site to not be unconfirmed? Oh, awesome. I forgot to change that. Yes, it has been confirmed that the horn is on this rigging platform here. Don't know how it's oriented. I assume based on the sound that is facing the ceiling. And Evan sent me a video of the horn being used in 87. Wait, April 87? Oh, they probably installed it mid-season. Wow, it sounds much better in that clip. It sounds more similar to how it sounds now. On my... Wait until the arena staff sends a photo of the horn. Yeah, I asked them for one, and then they never got back to me. Yeah, okay, so I guess the horn like was just stuffed up with dirt for the Steve Yzerman goal, because this sounds exactly like it sounds now. Like, maybe a little higher pitched, but I think that's just acoustic. That's probably just acoustic. That's making it sound slightly higher, but could have. Okay, this guy, whoever commented this is stupid. The Admirals Arena is not NHL size. Almost sent your horn to Ohio State, but their arena is too big. Yeah, you could not you cannot have a horn that small in an NHL sized arena. Like, that horn is quieter than this horn, and this horn is actually really loud for its size. It's so loud. It might be the loudest single chime I own. It's so loud. Like, I'm not surprised that it was good enough for Joe Louis Arena. It's super loud.
The horn they purchased was a Kallenberg Q4, marking the first non-Q3 Kallenberg horn in the NHL.
They actually didn't purchase it brand new. They got it from a whaling ship.
When the team moved from Hartford to Carolina, the horn was taken with them, and it's been the only horn ever used for Carolina Hurricanes goals.
Please do. Oh my god. I might actually put out a bounty on the Winnipeg Jets.
When Disney brought the NHL to Anaheim in 1993, they purchased a Kallenberg EP90 horn to celebrate Mighty Ducks goals.
Okay, he's wrong with the date there. The Ducks horn was purchased in 96. The first season it was used as 96, 97. Before that, they had the same model as the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, the Hatley 26-inch truck horns.
The horn has the lowest pitch of any NHL horn currently, and has a very unique sound to it. When the team dropped the word mighty in 2006, they added a siren to the horn that was used until the 2016 playoffs, in addition to changing their goal song to local band Pennywise's hit, Bro Him.
And a submarine horn. I'm not
The
sure.
Ducks' neighbors
Yeah,
to
they
the
did
north
do
and
that.
the Sharks also started using their horn in the 1993
Is
season.
Carolina the only team where they stole another team's identity in a goal horn? Just imagine if the Mammoth took the Coyotes Q3. They might be, actually, because they aren't the first team. I think they're the first team to move to an entirely new city with the same horn. Twice. Because they took the horn to Greensboro as well. I actually don't know. Because Winnipeg didn't take theirs. The Atlanta Flames didn't have a horn. Atlanta Thrashers left theirs. Quebec, I don't know what happened to that one. It is a banger. Yeah, I'm sad that it's gone. Get ready for this. Is so much better than Power Bite. I have no idea. Hold on. Yeah, Quebec. I have no idea what happened to that horn. Like, there's one image of it in the corner of the arena, and then Quebec had a real horn. Yes, they did. They used it until the last season because I think it broke because that horn was on the fritz anyways. It was a Ibuki MH550, I believe. How did the Beal Reed horns that the Red Wings used as their goal horn make that loud of a noise? Because they had 9 or 8 of them. The Quebec Ugo horn was real. It wasn't an Ugo horn. It was a ship horn. It was just really. Yes, they had no. That siren was recording in '95, but they had a Hold on, I'll actually look up the horn. Ibuki. Ibuki MH550. This. Actually, it might be an MH700. We know it's an Ibuki horn, though. But basically, it sounded like that, and it sounds like this here because he's running it on half the voltage it's supposed to be ran on. Why didn't they just use that for the Remparts? Because the Remparts don't play in the same arena. And I'm pretty sure the horn just broke and they never fixed it. Because running it on that low of a voltage could loosen parts.
When they moved into their current arena from the Cow Palace, the Sharks purchased a Kallenberg Triton S120, a horn typically found on aircraft carriers.
Not just aircraft carriers, they've seen it on so many other types of ships. It's like crazy.
The Sharks skated out to 2 Unlimited to get ready for this, and
I think he said it's typically on aircraft carriers because that's where the Sharks' horn specifically came from, an aircraft carrier. Well, the D2 and the Buell Duplex, Jeffrey NHL fan, they sound very similar. I don't blame you. Like, we thought South Carolina Stingrays use a Buell Duplex, and we thought that was a D2 forever. So we found a picture of it. So
inaugural game. And after ending their use of Rock and Roll Part 2 in their 25th season, the team came full circle and started using it following goals. As far as goal songs go, the Blues may have one of the most iconic in the NHL. When the Blues Go Marching In has been a tradition since the team came into the league in 1967, and became their goal song soon after, making it arguably the first true NHL goal song. The horn, or rather horns, came into the equation in the 1993 season.
Is there any evidence of them of the St. Louis Blues using the horn the last season at the St. Louis Arena? Like the old St. Louis Arena? Yeah, sorry about that, Barracuda. Flyers need to keep the triple blast with dupe. Didn't they use a double blast? Time to research. Yep. I don't think they ever used that horn at the St. Louis Arena. Because he said 1993 season. I'm pretty sure Enterprise Center was built in the 94 season, right? Okay, what was their last season? Yeah, because I was just going off 94, 95. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's Enterprise Center? Or was that their first... Was that when Enterprise Center was built, or was that their first season of use? Yeah. First season at Enterprise. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think they'd install horns in their last season of the arena. But, yeah, Evan, if you could find a video of them using the horns at the old St. Louis Arena, that would be awesome.
Over the years, however, the horns have been sounded.
Fun fact about the Blues horn, actually, is that they were custom ordered with a brass diaphragm instead of the typical stainless. And that was done to make them sound more like a brass instrument, specifically a saxophone or trumpet, because they're called the Blues. So,
worse.
That might also be why they were broken a different way
fix
than
this before
the
2017-18 season,
Columbus
but it
horn
didn't
did,
last too
and the
long.
Flyers horn did.
The Buell Reed horns that the Red Wings are known for came into use in 1990.
It's my website, horncentral.com. That sounds like a trombone. Yeah, that was the intention. It was supposed to sound like a brass instrument.
Replacing a unique call horn at Joe Louis Arena.
This horn.
When the team made the move over to Little Caesars Arena, there is a button to trigger the recording.
That age pro.
Perhaps the Wings will have a new goal horn soon?
Oh, that will
Only
well.
time will tell. Another team to use the recording for their goal horn is the New York Rangers. Prior to the current horn and song's introduction in 1995,
okay, that's wrong. The real horn. So he goes on to mention that they used a real horn. That was for one game in the 1993 preseason, and they used a recording afterward. I don't know why they stopped using the real horn. They did use it at St. Louis Arena. Interesting. That's weird that they would install a horn for their last season at an arena. I feel like they just wait for the new arena, but that's really interesting.
The team used an old New York fire truck horn and
also it's not a New York fire truck horn. There's no way an FDNY fire truck used that pair of horns. It most likely came from a different fire truck. Like, hold on, there's a it's so cursed that they didn't use the Blues horn, the St. Louis Vipers, but the St. Louis Vipers, but used to when the St. Louis Bandits play there. What? I don't know either of those teams. Was it a stutter tone that the Rangers used for that one game? No, it was the same model they have there as the recording. The recording they have is they recorded it in a studio. Well, the original recording. I saw the video. Evan, I'll just.
Blues back to Housley, shoots it off the post. And it comes back underneath Bourne, now scoots free and put in by Shanahan on the rebound. The Blues have scored. Brendan Shanahan got it by Eddie Belfour.
Damn. They also had a fire truck run for one game in 2001. Yeah, that was a recording. That was the FDNY. That wasn't a real horn. That was a recording. They also had a fire truck run for one game in 2001 as a tribute to the firemen. Yeah, that was an actual FDNY fire truck run. That was a Grover 1510, or not 1510. The deeper 1510. Wait. No, it might have been a 50. I don't remember. It was a fire truck horn. It was a Grover of some sort. But the regular Rangers horn is also a Grover horn. It's a Grover 1748 set. Here's a compilation of them. I love the sound of these. So the original Rangers recording, which is the one that the Kitchener Rangers and Hershey Bears used, is an actual recording of the horn in the arena. The new recording that the Rangers use has been recorded in a studio and been synthesized after that. So actually, it might just be a digital remaster. I actually don't know, but yeah, these I really wish New York would get real versions of these horns because that would quickly jump up to my top 3 goal horns in the NHL.
In 1995, it was replaced with a synthesized recording of the horn mixed with their new goal song Slapshot, composed by their organist and music director, Ray Castoli.
They don't play the perfect note, so
that's totally my favorite moment of the book, and I wrote that song too, so that makes me extremely happy to hear a song that I wrote and everybody thinks it is.
My guess with the Rangers horn is that when the recording changed, they just digitally remastered it to up the quality a little bit and to get rid of the crowd noise.
The final team to introduce their current goal horn in 1995 was the Ottawa Senators. After a few seasons without a horn, the team got an airtime N3H off a Via Rail engine to celebrate goals.
That is correct. That was in 1993. Okay, so they went one season without a horn.
They used all 3 bells of the horn.
Oh, no, wait. No. Yeah, wait. Okay, so, they did use it since the start. That makes sense.
Produced a considerably different sound than what we're used to today, where the 3rd bell of the horn is foul.
I don't think that's true. I don't know why it sounded different, but the bottom 2 bells are still the only ones used in this clip here. It just sounds weird for some reason. They use all 3 to this day. No, they do not actually. It only plays 2 notes. The top bell is not sounding. If you look at the frequencies here, 305, which is a D sharp, and 351, which is a extremely flat F. Sens used the O train horn. The Sens didn't exist in 1991-92. What are you talking about? Top bell didn't sound at Civic Center either. Yeah, I don't know why the hell it sounded so different at Civic Center. I'm guessing just acoustics, or like maybe my guess is that it wasn't voiced correctly. Because the thing about M horns is, like, I think I have an image on here. Yeah, you have to tighten these, and if they're too loose, they will sound extremely wonky, like they did at the Civic Center in that clip. Eli said the Sens used an O train horn for some reason. Yeah, but they didn't exist in that season, so I don't know where he got that. They didn't exist. The Sens were a 1992 expansion team. They didn't exist in the 1991-92 season. That's weird.
Another 90s expansion team got their current horn a few years later in 1997.
No, they did not. They moved it to their current arena in 1997. Florida's another team that they got their horn in the last season at their old arena, but yeah. Can't find the Jets P5. Yeah, not surprised. Also, about St. Louis Vipers played in the RHI, and the St. Louis Bandits played in the NAHL. Okay. Gone through every pick. Yeah, I've done that several times.
The Florida Panthers has used what's best described as a buzzer for goals in the first few seasons of existence before purchasing a Kallenberg Q3.
They actually used the Q3 in Miami Arena, and this bell wasn't actually dented in Miami Arena. And also, he goes on to mention that this dented bell, there's no way this affects the sound. Like, it might change it just a little bit, but because it's so close to the flare of the horn, where the sound is amplified and not actually the pitch isn't created from this area here, I don't think it affects the sound too much. I really don't, because this is the higher note, this is the lower note, and this is the same as this one, and then there's another short one here. So, yeah. Found the right angle, but there was nothing there.
In shipping, however, one of the bells got damaged. They still liked its sound and opted to keep it. Now Panthers goals are...
That's actually an old Simplex fire alarm horn. So Simplex 4051.
followed by a truly one-of-a-kind horn and some panther growls. Another new team for the 93-94 NHL season didn't get their current horn until 1998 with the Dallas Stars.
Oh, I just said the buzzer in Florida was a Simplex 4051 fire alarm horn. There you go.
From Minnesota, they used a siren and horn recording until purchasing two Kallenberg KDT 123s in 1998.
So here's the thing. Yes, he got that date correct, but he said they purchased two and that the second one wasn't used until the Texas Stars. That's not true. The two were always in. They were always installed. There's two in American Airlines Center, and there's always been two. And how many sets though? I have no idea. Probably like 2 or 3. But the Dallas horn, they had two. They've always had two in at least American Airlines Center. Not sure about Reunion, but they've always had two in American Airlines. So I don't know where he got the idea that the second horn wasn't used until the Texas Stars.
A single horn was used at Reunion Arena for a few seasons before making a move with the team to the American Airlines Center in 2001. The second horn the team had bought didn't see use until their AHL team moved to Cedar Park, Texas in 2009, where the second horn was installed.
No, the Texas Stars horn doesn't sound that wonky, to be honest. It sounds like a KDT 123 should sound. The reason the Texas Stars horn sounds different than the Dallas Stars horn is because you are so much closer to the horn, you can hear the higher frequency more clearly. Because lower frequencies travel a lot further than higher frequencies. Ever thought getting rid of the darkness music for away goals is stupid?
Both NHL and AHL Stars goals are celebrated with a Kallenberg KDT 123. The Nashville Predators had their goal horn and song figured out from the start. They've had their goal horn since their inaugural game in 1998. The then expansion Predators purchased a Kallenberg F3, and it's been in the rafters of Bridgestone Arena ever since.
This was accurate to the time this video was made, but a quick update, they've added a second horn. They added a second horn in the 2021-22 season, and they have moved it since to above the scoreboard, not in the end zone.
The team's goal song has only changed once in their history as well.
Not true. That's actually changed 3 times. The first season, they only used I Like It, the I Like It, I Love It remix. Then they added Rock and Roll Part 2 in the second season. And then in 2012, 2014, they replaced Rock and Roll Part 2 with Gold on the Ceiling.
A custom version of Tim McGraw's I Like It, I Love It, recorded for the team, has stayed through the change, but the song following it switched from Rock and Roll Part 2 to Gold on the Ceiling in 2014. But the fans have continued to chant along with the tune. The Calgary Flames were one of 3 teams where we couldn't get a conclusive date where the horn was first used.
The horn was installed in 2001. It wasn't used until 2002. Wait. What? I've seen the Predators in 2018. Winnipeg 2023 against the Kraken for both versions of the horn. Yep. That makes sense. It's definitely gotten louder since they've. I feel like I like it way better now that they have the 2 sets. It just sounds way more like full and complete.
It was narrowed down to sometime between 1998 and 2001.
What language does the QMJHL speak? It's French. Blues used the horn in the 93 playoffs. Oh, interesting. That's really interesting. I've only seen the Predators, Rangers, Capitals live. I gotta go to more. Yeah, I've seen 3 NHL teams live. I've seen, obviously, Calgary multiple times. I've seen Edmonton, and then I saw the Arizona Coyotes in 2012. Oh, slight change for that? Perfect.
The team installed a Buell 4-chime horn set.
I don't even know what he thinks is supposed to be the horn in this image. I don't know what he... Like, I can't even tell what this is. Like, maybe he thinks this is the horn? I don't know, but maybe this? I have no idea what he thinks is the horn in this. But it was...
Pass and scores!
Previously, the team had used a recording of a Kallenberg S120, which
no,
is
it
the
was
same
not an
model as the
S120.
Sharks.
I don't know what the model
The Flames
of the
actually
old
have two
recording
different
was, but it
horns
was
in
not
their
an
arena.
S120. It was too low
The
pitch.
Buell horn for the Flames, and
too
an
high
air
pitch,
chime
sorry.
horn for the WHL's
Oh, I missed
Calgary
that goal line,
Hitmen.
dude. I missed...
The
I
Sharks.
mentioned it in one of my live
The Flames actually have
Flames horn
two
videos.
different horns in their arena. The Buell horn for the Flames,
I missed
and an air...
these like fire truck lights for the goal lights. Zollner? Possibly. So cursed that the Hitman Wrangler's horn was installed in 2004, but wasn't used until 2005. There was Eli's video where he said the Hitman used elevation. Yeah, so it was installed in the 04-05 season. No, sorry. They used the Flames horn in the 04-05 season, in the lockout season, and then they installed their own horn after that because the Canadian Pacific sponsorship started. And then they just kept them installed. And then the Hitman horn broke in the 2019. One of them did, and they had the number 3 bell on one of the horns broke, so they had to replace it, and that's why it sounds different now. I've only heard the Sharks horn live. Sounds really good. Yeah, I expect it's like I feel like you could probably feel that one in your chest, like the really low pitch horns. You can definitely feel.
chime horn for the WHL's Calgary Hitmen.
Bruins horn in 2019. No, that was for 2 games. Because like I said, the horn was broken and they had to source a new number 3 bell for one of the horns. They could have just because they used the Bruins horn for 2 games and then they just started using the Flames horn. They used the Flames horn for I don't even know how many games. I was at one Hitman game where they used the Flames horn instead. Regis Smoke is a good song. Yeah, but TNT's better. I only ever sat under it for a goal once, and it was Celebrini's overtime Hattie. So I don't remember what it felt like. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you can feel it in your chest. Yeah, those low pitch horns, like you can definitely feel them. I'm trying to figure out what the lowest pitch horn I've heard in an arena in real life is. I actually don't know. Probably the KPH 130 at. Yeah, it would definitely be the KPH 130 in for the Blue Jays. Last 2 games were under the horn. It's great. Yeah. Oof. I like that horn is so awesome. I just like they need to fix the delay. That's all. Like they need to use like thicker wire or something for the button because that delay is unacceptable.
Men. The other Albertan team, the Edmonton Oilers, introduced their horn at the start of the 1999-2000 season. The Oilers horn, or however horns, are an array of Hadley...
So this is actually not a Hadley Bully in this picture. This is a Hadley H00910CA. Bring back Stab, disagree. I like Fluxland better. I like Fluxland better. That's an unpopular opinion apparently, but I do like Fluxland better. But this is not a Hadley Bully.
Bully truck.
This is this is actually one of the ones they added in 2006. They had 2 Hadley Bullies to start out with, and then in 2006 they added 2 of these, which is why the horn sounds so dissonant, because they both have an E as the root note, but the top note for the Hadley Bully is a G, whereas the top note for this horn is a G sharp, so it doesn't create that great of a harmony. It actually, G and G sharp right next to each other creates such a dissonant chord, and that's why the Oilers horn doesn't sound very good anymore. Remember when I was at a Hitman game with the Flames horn? I honestly like the Flames horn more than the Hitman horn. Really? I do prefer the Hitman horn. Mostly because it's louder. Like, I don't even understand, like, how it's possible. Like, well, I do understand. They have 4 of the Flames horns, and it's about the same volume as the Hitman horn, which there's only 2 of. But the Hitman horn carries better throughout the arena. You can hear it better from other parts of the arena. So, Yeah, I prefer the Hitman horn personally. But like even after they replaced the number 3 bell and it became like a less pleasant chord. Wranglers. Oh, I really want them. I think Calgary had 8 bells. Well, they have 16 total. So I've actually been up on the catwalk at the Saddle Dome. I've seen there's 2 sides of the horn. There's these 2 and then there's these 2. These 2. So like this side is on the penalty box side, and then that side is on the bench side. If that makes sense. So like their Hitman horns actually sound pretty good. Yeah, they really do. But yeah, these are the Flames horns. I just realized, what the hell are these brackets here for? Weird.
Horns.
So this is
as a nod to the city of Edmonton.
That horn is from the 06 playoff.
Being a transportation hub.
But that's with
during the 2000
after 2006. They would hold them in place. No, they're not even touching the horns. The Oilers horn, until they left Rexall after the 2006 playoffs, they had the 910 CAs disabled. They had I'm guessing they just cut off the air supply to those horns specifically, because it was just the bullies again until the end of until they moved out of Rexall. And then when they moved into Rogers, they had for the first year just the Hadley bullies, but then they added the 910 CAs. I'm guessing just to make it louder, because the bullies by themselves weren't loud enough for the much bigger Rogers place. I wish they had just added more bullies though, because the G and G sharp clash.
In the sixth playoff run, the original horns were getting drowned out by the crowd, so they added extra horns to the array to increase volume. When the team moved to Rogers Place in 2016, they brought the horns with them, though the different arena acoustics changed the sound of the horn slightly.
So yes, that's true. The sound with the 910 CAs is pretty much exactly what it was at Rexall during the 06 playoffs.
With the move came a new goal song, Stab by The Attacks, which is a welcome change.
I do like the song.
When the Columbus Blue Jackets joined the NHL,
Jets horn gets drowned out heavily. Yeah, it does. I don't know why they can't just, like, P5s can be pretty loud. Don't know why they don't just turn that up. But they did play it very loud recently. Simon sent me a video of one where they played it really loud. So
in the year 2000, they selected a Kallenberg S203C to be their goal horn of choice. The sound has changed dramatically over the years and can differ wildly from game to game.
That's also true.
Oh, and you think I forget about the cannon? The cannon tradition started in 2007 when the team purchased a replica Napoleon cannon. Each firing of the cannon after a goal is always preceded by an excerpt of AC/DC's For Those About to Rock, which is infamous for its cannon fire.
The
cannon fires what are known as blanks, which just create smoke and a flash. The actual sound of the cannon comes from a charge up in the rafters of Nationwide Arena. If you look up when it's fired, you can see a flash, like in this video.
By itself with no additions, it's just an S203.
Les Canadiens de Montréal added their goal horn around the year 2000. Following every Habs goal since, it's been the sound of an air chime K3HA.
I forgive him if he said K3H, because some people just don't understand the difference. But the fact that he said K3HA is like, no, there's no way that that's a 4A bell, and I can confirm that it's a 480 hertz number 3. The Habs horn, like, it's been a K3L. It's always been a K3L, and you can also tell by the fact that, so here's, for anybody who wants to know the difference between an H and an L in K horns, the difference is the manifold. So see how like the manifold is like flush, or the air inlet is flush with the rest of the manifold on this one? That means it's an L. But if I search for a K3HA, and look, that's an L. You can see here that there's like a little protrusion at the bottom for the foot. That's an H. This is meant for locomotives with like higher, like the L is usually the standard, but the H is meant for locomotives where there's like a lot of stuff on the roof and the horn needs more clearance. But oftentimes they'll just add a booster like this. Well, this one's a booster and an H, but you know. So there's really no reason for the H to exist anymore. Habs horn model is supposed to be what the Tucson Roadrunners used as recording. Yes, it is. It's the same model. They were the reason that the Habs horn sounded so different before is because only the number 2 and number 3 were
subtly over
but
the
now the
time
number
in the
1 sounds, so it sounds a lot
2010s.
better.
The reason unknown to us why.
Well, okay, so what he says, the horn changed slightly. The before 2012, the horn, the number 4, the number 3 was way more dominant. Used to sound like a car horn. Yeah, it kind of did, but they basically just increased the pressure that's the reason the sound changed in 2012. So they just increased the pressure. And then the sound changed again in 2023 because they replaced the video board. And that, because how it used to be, actually, according to Elite Goal Horns, with the old scoreboard, if they lowered the scoreboard or raised it, I forget, like if they changed the position of the scoreboard, the third bell would sound for the Canadians. But now the third bell just sounds all the time because they've replaced the scoreboard. So,
prior to using a goal horn, the Canadiens had used the Cocktail sur Glace remix of Rock and Roll Part 2, which can still be heard as the Rimouski Oceanic goal song. The Minnesota Wild joined the NHL in the year 2000, bringing the NHL back to the state of hockey, after the North Stars left for Dallas in the 90s.
The
Minnesota Wild went back to the early days of goal horns and purchased a Kallenberg Q3A.
Yeah, I think the A just means
this horn has been the sound of the Wild since their first goal. The Wild found a unique way to integrate their goal horn into their arena, as it is perched on top of one of the in-arena lighthouses.
Okay, he says one of the in-arena lighthouses. There's only one, as far as I know. And also, it's not on the lighthouse itself. It's right here, above the catwalk. Wish to God, when I was at Capital One Arena, I asked the employee for the email so I could send my recording to EA, but I was scared they'd ban me for life. Don't really think that would be a great idea to just ask a random employee for that. You really got to like get up in the ranks. Like, I know several high-ranking people at the Saddle Dome. That's how I've gotten up on the catwalk. But yeah, you just need to start to get to know people at the arenas. That's basically it. Like, you need to be there enough.
The lighthouse also emits smoke and flashes when the Wild light the lamp. The Wild have also kept it very simple with their goal songs, starting with Rock and Roll Part 2, moving
I'll let PG-13 Hockey Man explain why
to crowd chant, and then ending up at their current song, Let's Go Crazy, which is used by every other team in the Twin Cities. The other team to use crowd chant as their goal song is the New York Islanders. In the year 2000, the Islanders purchased a Kallenberg T3A to put an end to the rotating door of goal horns.
That picture's actually
the Islanders purchased a Kallenberg T3A to put an end to the rotating door of goal horns and sirens they have had previously.
I feel like they only used one horn at Nassau.
The Isles had a very public blunder with their goal horn in 2015 when they unveiled a new goal horn to coincide with their move to the Barclays Center.
As mentioned before,
this goal horn was hated by basically everyone, and they quickly decided to ditch it and
Wild got a horn from a nuclear power plant in Chernobyl. Okay, you realize it was a joke. Yeah, that horn was purchased brand new. And then you said Barclays Center. They brought the old horn over to the new arena. That's not true. I'm pretty sure they just bought 2 brand new T3As for the Barclays Center. And yes, there were 2 at Barclays Center.
Bring the old horn over to the new arena. The Washington Capitals have had a police siren following goals since at least the late 80s, making it one of the first goal sirens in the NHL. The horn came into effect in the year 2000, after new owner Ted Leonsis insisted that one be added, where it originally replaced the siren outright. However, the fan feedback was so drastic, the siren was quickly added back in and used in conjunction with the horn.
That's 4 notes. That's how I actually saw 99.
The horn changed slightly and used in conjunction with the horn.
This chord right here, like right there's 4 notes. That's how I know what
the horn changed slightly in the early 2010s.
I got from a guy. Yeah. So shout out to Simon for getting the first actually good image of the Caps horn. Here we go. Here was the image we had for a long time, and this is why we thought it was a T3. I don't actually know why, because you can only clearly see one bell. But yeah, it's a Q3. The Q3 483. It only plays 3 notes now. So my best guess is that the longest bell, which is this one here, has been dead for a while. So didn't Washington have an F3? No, they never did. Everybody thought it was a T3 because it played 3 notes, but like I said, my guess is just that this longest bell here has just been dead for a while. Because all 4 notes sounded in it was 4 notes in before. Why does the bell have a rag on it? No clue. Literally no clue. It doesn't affect the sound. But I'm pretty sure it was only 2 bells before that. So like, because it played the same notes as Minnesota for a while, and that's only 2 notes. And now it plays only 3 notes. So I'm pretty sure they just fixed one of the bells, and then this bell, this is the longest bell here, is still dead. You don't. Oh. Okay. Yep. Sorry. Yep. Can you guys hear me better now? It's noticeable. What do you mean? In 2010, 2011, the bell you mentioned began getting quieter. The last game all bells were used was in the 2011-2010 home opener. Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah. So they've always had the same horn. I'm guessing they've just had bells die, and then they just never bothered to fix them until, like, they still haven't been fixed. It still only plays 3 notes. It still only plays this bell, and this bell. This bell, this longest one here, still doesn't sound. I don't know why they don't. Maybe they just don't think it matters. But I do like the current sound, so I don't really want them to. Wait a minute. Hold on. If I look at the hertz here, 178, 110. Okay, it might be the highest pitch bell that's not making the noise then. No, that wouldn't make sense. Wait, would it? Hold on, I gotta compare it with Buffalo. Or Chicago. 140. Oh, okay, yeah, it is the highest pitch bell that's not sounding then. Yeah, so this shortest bell then is the one that's not sounding. I wanted to make it quieter since it sounded like Buffalo. I wanted to make it unique. Yeah, that's actually probably true. I don't get why there's a rag on that one bell. Probably just to clean it up. Because this is an oil compressor. So it's probably just to like clean the oil off the compressor. That's probably just the main reason. But I do know that at one point oh, you know what it was, I think? Because yeah, okay. Now I get it. So all 4 bells was the original. Bronze Q3 is rare. Not really. But yeah, they've basically the different sounds throughout the years has basically just been a different combination of the bells. That's it.
But we weren't able to find anything concrete about why it happened.
Just explained it for you. There you go.
The Tampa Bay Lightning's goal horn reminds many locals of the sounds of the nearby port of Tampa.
No, the siren is... Wait, is it recording now or is it real? The siren has always been real. It's technically a recording. So the siren is played through the PA speakers, but the siren module isn't from an actual police car. It's mounted under the DJ's desk. So but instead of being hooked up to like a just like a speaker on the front of the car, it's hooked up to the amp, which makes it run through the main audio system in the arena.
Bolt's goal horn came off a cruise ship that was being scrapped. The horn, a Kallenberg S203CV, was first used sometime between 2000 and 2003.
It was 2003, I believe, was the first
replacing
year.
a siren and a recording that they've been using prior.
Do you know the exact module model? I don't. I think it's a federal signal of some sort, but still surprised GHH uses the caps. Still surprised GHH uses for the cap siren audio made by Sidney Crosby fans video when Cam has the clean version of it. Oh, really? You do? Is that the one I have?
And then St. Pete Times Forum was being renovated before the 2011
I know I
season.
use Cam's horn recording for my Washington
stuff. After every
but...
goal, the energy is created in both the stands and above the ice.
That's dope.
When the then Phoenix Coyotes rebranded with the move to their new arena in Glendale in 2003, a new goal horn came into use for the team. Prior to 2003, the Coyotes had used a coyote howl.
I'm pretty sure most
effect
things in
as their quote-unquote
this segment
goal
are
horn.
accurate.
The horn they started using in 2003 is in use to this day. It's a Callenberg Q3.
The team isn't even around anymore, so...
Coyotes kept the howl through the years, fitting it perfectly into their current goal song, Howlin' For You by the Black Keys. Also in 2003, the Colorado Avalanche replaced their iconic siren and avalanche warning horn with a new, more traditional goal horn. The Avalanche's current horn is a Callenberg KPH 130.
Oh, second favorite horn you've heard is Mullets.
And the old sirens and warning horn have still been present in some of the goal songs.
Wait, why did they use the Q3 at the Phoenix?
In 2014, the Avalanche's goal horn.
Wait, did they use the Q3 at the? No, they didn't. The what is now called like Footprint Center or whatever, where the Suns play, the horn was never there. That building has never had a real horn. The horn was installed in Glendale Arena for the grand opening.
It had a bad day as it was used while broken, and it was pretty easy to tell.
Ryan O'Reilly from Matt Duchesne. And
search the arena on maps. Wait, which arena? Oh, the Suns Arena. Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. It just recently changed sponsors. It's not Footprint Center anymore, I don't think. Mortgage matchup. Okay. Yeah.
Avalanche lead 1-0. That's now O'Reilly from Matt Duchesne. And the Avalanche lead 1-0. That's now.
I don't know how that would have happened. I don't really know how piston horns work.
It would be a great way to kick off the Sidney Crosby era in 2005 with the
never had a
addition
good
of a
name
new
in
goal
one.
horn, replacing the traditional siren that they had used in years prior. The Penguins currently use two Airchime KMJ 234 goal horns, which produce a great harmony.
Penguins have a 2-0 lead. Oh, goodness, great balls of fire. What a play by Lemieux.
It's really good sounding horn. Like the
season, they had only one of the two horns running.
I think I looked into it, and the only teams where the horns play perfect like musical notes, I think are Pittsburgh and Utah. I think are currently the only ones to do that.
Resulted in a more rougher sounding horn, similar to that of the Wilkes-Barre
Why did it
Scranton
sound so weird
Penguins
for the first half of the season? I don't know, dude. I don't know what he's talking about, because it sounded kind of weird like that the entire time at Mellon Arena. Oh yeah, true. One of the bells in 05 was fouled or dominant. That could also be the case, yeah. Because the horn at Mellon Arena was on the Crow's Nest.
Toronto, from what we could find, was the first team to have a fan poll to decide their new goal horn. After using the same horn through the 90s, the league...
So actually, I don't know how many. Okay, there's been another team. There's a pic of the horn in the Crow's Nest at Mellon Arena. Yes, there is. So there's been another team since the Leafs to do a fan poll. Want to see it? Okay, I have to find it. But can anybody in the chat, the first person in the chat to tell me who the next team was to do a fan poll for their goal horn gets a cookie. Pittsburgh Penguins goal. No, it was not Boston. I think Panama is the best goal song the Leafs have ever had, and then Enforcer is the second best. Oh my god, I don't remember where this horn was. Where this image was. I know. You know what? I think it's on the Faceoff actually. Faceoff.com or the Faceoff.net. The Leafs should bring back feeling good. Utah? No, Utah was not a fan poll. Pens used that Stars Isle ship horn too. Yes, they did. Florida Everblades? No, it was an NHL team. Wait, BCHL. Do they have Okotoks in this yet? Nope. Apparently they don't. They just have Brooks in. That sucks. The Kraken did the fans. Well, no, I'm talking about this one like exactly how the Leafs did, where they had like audio samples, and then you like picked based on the audio samples. It was not the Kraken. Oh, here it is. What league? It was NHL. I already said that. Kings? Nope. Well, why did I click on that? Is this the image you were talking about, Barracuda? This is the one at the odd. Just save that image real quick. Yeah, okay. Vegas? Nope. Not Vegas. Let's see if Calgary has used this has used my images. Nope, they're still the old Reddit images. Damn, the face-off has not been up. Okay, these they say these are the Calgary Hitman horns. No, they aren't. This is not the Flames horn either. These are the Hitman horns here. This one and this one. These are subwoofers. Leafs? Well, obviously they weren't the most recent though. They were the first one to do it, but they weren't the most recent. New York Islanders? Nope. They have been. Still have no idea what they said the Hitman horns are. Oh, they just said the N2B just said that it's an air chime horn, which is technically correct. They're just K3Ls. Nope, it's not the Devils. Okay, I will give you a hint. The horn was added within the 2020s, so this decade. The horn was installed this decade. Q3 low tone? What the hell do you mean? Oh my god, it's like pissing me off. Yes! Barracuda, you get a cookie. The Red Wings. They had a poll. Oh, come on. The old picture they took of the Flames horn was golden. Yeah. Wow. Okay, yeah, the site's yeah. Yeah, but the nobody did apparently because I actually voted in that poll. The options were a truck horn, which was basically just I don't know what it was. It was like it was a single chime truck horn of some sort. They just kind of use generic sites. Is your Sharks pick still on that site? Probably. B6. Oh my god, these guys suck. If this is yours, then yes. Air chime 3. Oh my god, dude, it's not even a Cam 250. Yeah, anyway. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, the Detroit poll. They had a K5HL sound recording and then a what I thought at the time was a Kallenberg D2, but I guess that's the one that won, but I guess it was not a D2. The sound clip they used sound like a D2, but the one they ended up getting was a Q3. What team was I even going to look for? Oh, yeah, Pittsburgh. Okay, they do not have the... That really sucks. Where is that? Okay, there is an image. I know there's an image of the Penguins horn at Mellon Arena. There is a picture of it. I found it on Google Images before. Okay, well, that's awesome. But it was up here. It was in this crow's nest area. Wait, maybe you can see it from here. Okay. No, you can't really. Oh wait, if that's it, yes, you can. Okay, that's it right there. It's that right there. How come the old picture that someone took of the Flames horn was golden? I have no idea, dude. Oh my god. I think that was just people just looking through images of the Flames horn is like not that easy to spot unless you know exactly what you're looking for, so yeah. Oh, that's the wrong video.
Decided that 2005 would be the time to bring in a more traditional horn. They decided to leave it up to the fans to pick between 3 goal horns, which sadly haven't surfaced since the poll ended.
They actually have. The recordings were the Kallenberg website KM135 recording, the generic train horn K3L recording, and then I actually don't know what the fourth one was. Or the third one, no.
Either way, the fans picked a
Evan knows what
Kallenberg
the third one was.
S203 CV, and it's been sounded for goals ever since.
Why does Johnstown have one bell sound in the next? Because they have a manual valve, and they run it on low pressure.
Introduced their new goal horns. The Flyers had multiple horns in the past, including one
Third
that was
one was
the
the
same
period
model as the
buzzer.
Flames.
Oh, that's
this
embarrassing.
horn is still installed and set up in Wells Fargo Arena, used for current events outside of hockey, such as Philadelphia Wings Lacrosse and the Frozen Four. The 2 new horns, introduced in 2006, are both Kallenberg S203C horns, creating arguably one of the loudest horns in the league.
This one broke in the 05 season? I mean, when it was brand new? That's embarrassing.
The Flyers have used a plethora of goal songs over the past few years, from the Danny Briere suggested Maria, I Like It Loud by Scooter.
I think haven't the Flyers changed their song every year since they used Dupe? Like, I feel like they've used a different song every single year. Cause yeah, I'm just trying to think, because after Dupe it was Booyah, then it was Gonna Fly Now, then it was they kept I thought they only used Feel the Shake in the 1920 in the 20 on the oh no, they used it in the 2020 in the 19, but we've been using Van Halen. Yeah, I really don't like the it's not Panama, it's Panama's the Leafs. What's the Van Halen's on the Ain't Talk About Love. I really don't like that song. The Flyers can definitely do better. I also don't like their new blast pattern. I preferred when they did like the one long blast. And honestly, they should just bring back Maria, I Like It Loud. That or Booyah. Or Booyah. Like, both of those are really goated goal songs. And honestly, in hindsight, This Girl was not that bad. Fort Wayne Comets used I talk about love in 2012, 13. Why did they go back to Rock and Roll Part 2? That's dumb.
Better known as Dupe, to goal songs that tie into the city with Gonna Fly Now from the Rocky soundtrack, to the EDM remix Frankenstein that is their current goal song.
Yeah, I don't even
Moving
know
on to our favorite team, the Boston Bruins. The Bruins have used
I will
a
never
train
understand
horn
how
recording
a
and an MBTA commuter line horn since the
how
then
a
named
goal
Fleet
horn
Center
creator's
had opened
favorite team
towards
would be
the
Boston.
end of the 06-07 season, when the front office staff felt the train horn didn't have enough power when the team scored. During that offseason, the
I can
DJ
understand
compiled
that.
a list
That
of
recording's
10
not
possible replacements, including sirens and horn recordings.
The recording they use is just so underwhelming. Like, they need a real horn at this point.
KM135 was chosen.
If they didn't think the recording... Here's the thing, though. If they didn't think the recording was powerful enough, why didn't they just get a real horn? Bruins don't have the goal horn. They're on the default settings. That's funny. That is hilarious. I'm actually going to use that. I'm checking back yourself to see what horn you're doing, and every time you're watching a random YouTube video. Yeah, I've been kind of distracted. I haven't been making the goal horns. If you want a good fit for them, play a video of the new Bakersfield Condors horn. No, I really don't want them to use. I want them to use a real K5LA. I don't want them to use a real KM135. They need a real K5LA. Because that's what they had a recording of
and
before.
it's haunted Leafs fans ever
and
since.
It would be unique.
But it lingers. And it haunts me!
They need an S203. The S203 has not been made. The
LA
S203 has been
Kings were in a
discontinued since
similar
2008
position to
or
the Bruins
2007.
after the 06-07 season, feeling their Kallenberg S203 CV just wasn't.
So they said they replaced because they used a recording at Staples Center of the S203. The old S203 that the Kings used is still in the forum today. Steal one from the Blues.
Powerful enough, they wanted to find something unique to define
or just
their
take the one
goals.
that's broken from the Flyers.
They ended up selecting a pair of Nathan K3LAs
Condors
that
are
would
one of the
ring
best
throughout
horns on
Staples
those in the
Center
league.
every time the
It's
Kings
pretty
lit the
good.
lamp, starting in
What
the
about the
07-08
forum?
season.
Oh, the forum had an S203. It's still there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I've not been able to find it. Oh, Barracuda, I've not been able to find the S203 in the forum because all the pictures recently have been in like concerts and they're all in the dark. But I am there's an article from when the Kings installed their new horn. So this is actually old info because it was from 2008 when the Kings installed their current horn. Or 07. But the organist is the one who installed the horn or has the horns, and he said that the horn at the forum is still there. So she knows that. Cam, she is my girlfriend. She would know that I'm Canadian. Also, he said K3LAs. These are actually K3Ls. I thought they were K3LAs for a long time too, just based on how they sounded, but frequency analysis revealed they're actually K3Ls.
The Devils moved to the Prudential Center in 2007,
Thanks for the reminder.
and the team had previously used a recording for some time.
That recording
could
is
be
of a
heard
Q3.
during iconic Devils moments, like Marty Brodeur's full ice goal.
I still don't understand why the Meadowlands Arena has not been torn down. It's still standing.
Initially, the goal horn used at the Prudential Center was a recording of a Kallenberg D4, but about halfway through the season, the team had installed a real Kallenberg D4, now known for being one of the loudest horns in the league.
I mean, all of this information is accurate. I like the 9-blast horn. I kind of do too, but it's not real.
The team does dig into their
How do
goal
you send
horn history
donations?
for
I think
Retro
you just send a
Night,
super chat.
when the old Meadowlands recording rings throughout the Prudential Center. The Devils had a bit of trouble finding a new goal song after Rock and Roll Part 2 was banned by the NHL. The song had been associated
she'll
with
be
the Devils
here.
since they were the
We have a
Colorado
long-distance
Rockies,
relationship.
and
She'll
is
be
perhaps
here on
linked to the
Monday.
best Devils moment of the 21st century, when Adam Henrique snuck one past Henrik Lundqvist in OT to eliminate the rival Rangers from the playoffs.
That is definitely the most iconic Devils moment.
Eventually, the Devils settled on Howl by the Gaslight Anthem, a song that the fans warmed up to and have shoehorned a You Suck chant to. Vancouver wanted to better connect their goal horn to the city of Vancouver when they made the switch to their current horn in 2009. The Canucks had previously used an air chime, 3-chime horn, and even further back had used a recording at Pacific Coliseum.
Okay, this one is one of the least,
Vancouver wanted to better connect their goal horn to the city of Vancouver when they made the switch to their current horn in 2009.
So, I'm actually just not even going to listen to what he says here because I'm pretty sure everything he says is wrong. Because he says they use an S203. No, it's a KM135. Says they use a KM250. No, it's a KM200. That literally shows a picture that says it's a KM200 on the side. What else? Oh, and also the air chime 3 chimes as air chime KB123, which they had at Pacific Coliseum. So I don't know why he said they used a recording there. And they also had another real horn at Pacific Coliseum that was a KM200. Or yeah. No, it was a KM165. They had a KM165, which hasn't been used. I don't know what happened to that. But sometimes you wish you're Canadian. If I lived in Canada, I'd probably live in Victoriaville because I follow the Tigers. Yeah, don't live in Quebec. I just don't recommend it. It's kind of a... Especially if you don't already speak French, it's kind of really hard to live there.
The Canucks had previously used an air chime, 3-chime horn, and even further back had used a recording at Pacific Coliseum.
I don't think they ever used a recording.
The Canucks now have a KM250 and
S203C,
S203C, in addition to the air chime 3-chime.
No, the horn at Pacific Coliseum's not still there. Else the Vancouver Giants would not have used their own Kallenberg T1, which might not even be there because the Vancouver Golden Knights just use a recording of the Vancouver Canucks horn. Oh, Duncan, BC. Speaking of BCHL Caps, what happened to their real horn? No idea. I've reached out to them several times asking what happened to their real horn, and they have not gotten back to me. And I don't even know what that real horn model was because I don't have a picture of it, and I don't know where it was in the arena. Like, oh, that. It's there. I saw it and I go, really? Can you link that to me, Barracuda? The T1 is still there? Why don't they use it? That's so stupid. Hold on, I need to check on Google Maps. Why would they not use... That's incredibly stupid. That is so incredibly stupid. Glad I'm not Canadian because there's no In-N-Out in Canada. Yeah, well, there's other good restaurant chains. It was in an end zone. Is there only one? I don't know. I think there's only one. In an end zone. Okay, well, if it's in an end zone, then I did see it. Yeah, it's in an end zone. I know that from the picture on Flickr. Yeah, the fact that they don't use that real horn actually pisses me off. I have to let Fed know. She'll have a field day with that shit. Oh my god, this arena's so nice, dude. It sucks that that's just now being used for hockey again. In Horn Central somewhere. Okay. Can you link it to me? Can you just ping me replying to it? Well, you've been where? Video where it's so small. Where have you been? Stockton Heat Arena. Oh. Wait, they showed... Where's this... Is... Oh, you're talking about Stockton. Okay. Dude, this... Oh my god, why do they... Oh, there... I think that's the horn there. Why don't they fucking use it? That's so frustrating. Like, it's there. Why not use it? It's, like, it was decently loud for the Giants games. Like, yeah, it wasn't, like, super loud, but you could hear it. St. John Sea Dogs new horns, the originals. Yes, the St. John Sea Dogs horn is the original one. They just made both bells work. I just got demonetized? What do you mean? I'm still monetized according to YouTube. Barracuda, any progress on finding that picture of the Pacific Coliseum horn? What took them so long to locate it? It might have already been there. They just didn't know how to get it working. I've been on Kia Forum. Oh, okay. Oh my god, dude, like why don't the Golden Eyes use the stupid T1? Like, T1 is a super small horn. Yeah, it is, but Wow, very Australian railroad crossing here. Yeah, the T1 is a small horn. It's just like it's loud. There's no reason why they can't use it for the Golden Eyes if it's still there. Yeah, it looks like it's right there. Yeah, I think it's right there. What the hell, guys? Use it. Oh yeah, they're seeing this blocked by mesh. That sucks. Just continue with this video.
In 2009, the KM250 was actually a different horn, but we weren't able to determine the model.
I've never found evidence for that.
The sound of the horn is similar to those of BC Fair.
They don't use it. No, they use it for Canucks recording.
The KM250 was introduced as the middle horn in 2013, as the previous horn was discontinued.
The Golden Eyes use a Canucks recording right now,
around from song
which is
to
really
song,
stupid,
including personal goal songs, but that never really caught on. The most memorable goal song in Canucks history has to be "Holiday" by Green Day, a song fans still want to return, with it being forever linked to the Canucks Cup run in 2011.
It was quiet. It did sound good, but it was kind of quiet.
The newest NHL team also has the newest goal horn in the NHL. The Vegas Golden Knights started their goal horn history with a recording.
Oof. I mean, no teams use exclusively personal goal songs this year, thank God. Winnipeg still, Winnipeg uses a song before, Anaheim uses the main song before, I think, and Buffalo doesn't use player songs anymore. Calgary also uses player songs, but TNT before. So.
For their goal song, they chose a Vegas-based band, Panic at the Disco's Vegas Lights, including a Go Knights Go chant, which has followed every Knight's goal from the start of the regular season.
A personal song.
In November of 2017, however, the team introduced a real Kallenberg KPH 130 as their new goal horn.
Yes. The Warriors use the KB123 and then
along
the
with a
KM200
reveal
as
video,
well. They just turn
where
off
Chance
the
the
KM
Gila Monster was the one to reveal the Knights' new horn. The team's goal song stayed through the change.
Washington does not use the main song before. Oh, that sucks. You make my dreams come true is the song.
Goal horns are an irreplaceable part of sports game presentation, with horns being used for other sports.
Okay. We are coming up on 3 hours of streaming, so I'm probably gonna end stream for now. I might do another part tomorrow because I really dropped the ball in terms of actually doing ECHL horns. Washington actually used Chelsea Dagger before the Hog. Really? That's interesting. I did not know that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's probably it for the stream tonight, guys. Yeah, that'll be it for now. I'll probably stream again tomorrow, finish the special and actually finish the ECHL. Still gonna make it land tonight? Nah. It's late. I haven't had dinner yet. I'm hungry. Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.